lie, the science guy once said that I am one giant fuckhead. Me and Neil deGrasse, straight shield for cash, and we are the evil that people want dead. You're just a product of the environment, but everything is fake. This entire shit, I don't know what to say, but I'm not buying it. I've been here every day and I've been trying it. Everything that we're taught is a scam, and all along it was part of the plan. Telling us they're gonna go to Mars with a man? That's why I call them out as hard as I can. We ain't been to the moon and we ain't going soon, and everybody at NASA is a soulless goon. Man, this is fact, this is so damn true. Everybody watch out, Orion's floating through. Man, space is fake, but you gotta admit this lie takes the cake. These people need to chill out and take a break, but I'll never sleep again, I gotta stay awake. They lie and we don't need that. It's one big hoax and I'm starting to see that. Space was a place that I wanted to be at. I used to believe that.
You can take me to the stars. You can touch the stars tonight. You can take me to the stars. You can touch the stars tonight. You can take me to the stars. You can touch the stars tonight. You can take me to the stars. You can touch the stars tonight.
Growing up, I didn't have a clue. I used to think the earth was a ball just like you. Who knew? Everything that we learned in school is nothing but bullshit. None of it's true. Ha! And these people call it education. Just a clever way to say indoctrination. You don't seem to understand the plot we're facing. It's all about common sense and observation. But not for the mainstream, it isn't the case. They say you're spinning on a rock in the middle of space, but now's not the time, nor is it the place. I'm really sick of getting lied to, so get out my face. If you feel the way I feel, then come with me, get up. Flat earthers all across the plane, ripping it up. Truth seekers all up in this bitch, getting it crunk. And if you think we plan on stopping, then you're shit out of luck. That's why ODD is always on the grind, and I'm never ever scared to speak what's on my mind, cause this day and age everybody is afraid. It's an illness, realness is hard to find. They lie all the time and we don't need that. It's one big hoax and I'm starting to see that. Space was a place that I wanted to be at. I used to believe that.
You can take me to the stars. You can touch the stars tonight. You can take me to the stars. You can touch the stars tonight. You can take me to the stars. You can touch the stars tonight. You can take me to the stars. You can touch the stars tonight.
They say that it's easier to fool people than to convince them that they have been fooled. Reality is insane. They want to keep us in chains. Plus they have a web of deception they weave in our brains. But now I see through the games. They're trying to lead us astray. Gatekeeping information, they want to keep it that way. But I'm researching all the time, every day of the week. So people claim that I'm crazy and I'm labeled a freak. But that's what happens when you're awake in a nation of sheep, where they try their best to keep the population asleep. They poison our food and water and they offer us war, but we're not falling for their parlor tricks, not anymore. We walked through the door and let our chains drop to the floor. There's many areas in this life that we got to explore, and the earth too, because they might be hiding more land, more seas, more trees, more snow, more sand. In school, everything that we're taught is a lie, and lately it's making me crazy. I gotta know why.
There's a fire burning in my soul. Where do we go from here? I don't know. Gotta break free from this mind control. Before I go crazy, I'll let you know. There's a fire burning in my soul. Where do we go from here? I don't know. Gotta break free from this mind control. Before I go crazy, gotta let you know.
It's time to break free from this twisted mental conditioning. I offer my message to anyone out there who's listening. I hear just beyond the limits and it's calling me whispering. Sometimes I feel like I'm tripping. This has got to be just a dream. But nope, I'm wide awake, my friend, and this is reality. Why do we let them enslave us, man? It beats the heck out of me. People barely scraping by and work for minimum wages. There is no new world order. This is how it's it's been through the ages. Flip through the pages of history and see on your own. Too many things are a mystery, other things are unknown. It makes me question who we are, where we live, and what we're told. But walking a path of truth can be a really bumpy road. We're ridiculed, mocked, and we're ostracized and laughed away. But that's okay, some folks are sheep until they pass away. In school, everything that we're taught is a lie. And lately it's making me crazy, I gotta know why.
There's a fire burning in my soul. Where do we go from here? I don't know. Gotta break free from this mind control. Before I go crazy, gotta let you know. There's a fire burning in my soul. Where do we go from here? I don't know. Gotta break free from this mind control. Before I go crazy, gotta let you know.
I pledge obedience to the Corporation of the Divided States of America and to the plutocracy for which it stands. One nation under surveillance that thinks it's invincible, with discrimination and intolerance for all.
There's a fire burning in my soul. Where do we go from here? I don't know. Gotta break free from this mind control. Before I go crazy, I'll let you know. There's a fire burning in my soul. Where do we go from here? I don't know. Gotta break free from this mind control. Before I go crazy, I'll let you know.
All right. What's going on, everyone? It's Steve JMO. It is the 19th of January in the year 2021. Oh, man. 2021. Here we are. I don't know if this is my first stream here in 2021. I've kind of been beep-bopping around other people's channels, but just in case this is the first stream of the new year, welcome to the false new year, or January. Very interesting. People don't know where the months have come from and why they're named. From what I've found out, the research I've done, 12 months is sort of a sham. It seemed to be more like 7 or 8 months, but I don't know, man. I wasn't alive 500-600 years ago when they started changing all this crap up. So what are we going to do about that? And right before I went live, I was on the telephone with one of my good friends, more or less a truth plug. And I'm here to outlet some information. If you just look at today's date, and this falls into something else I'm going to talk into in a little bit, you could write that, here in America as 1/19/21. Or perhaps if you're, like anywhere else in the world, it's written as, 19/1. You just do a little number scramble there, and you tell me what you find. A clear 911. So just keep that in mind. It's also, apparently, I didn't know this was a thing. This is how soft the society has come to, but I guess worldwide, today's National Popcorn Day. So for whatever that's worth, never heard of that before, but yet here we are. Happy Popcorn Day, everybody. Oh, very interesting stuff. What do we got? We got 51 here already. That's pretty cool. If you guys could give this a like and a share, that'd be great. Still, I don't think I'm restricted anywhere as of right now, but still completely shadow banned. What was the last stream we did? We ended with like 1.3 thousand views, I think it said. And it said the most people I had watching at one point was 141. So you tell me what's wrong with those numbers. So clearly there's more people here. They're just not telling us. But if we could, get the share going. I don't even, liking, I don't really care about. Just share it. Share this stuff. I'm not saying that I'm smart, but the stuff that I present and the people that I present on here are worth listening to in times like this. So, yeah, it's a popcorn thing, Doc. I see that. But yeah, let's go through the chat before we get into anything here. Like I said, we got Doc Michael here. What up, brother? Long dog. What's up? Yaz Child, Guitar Bear, Sue Finelli. I think I said that right. The Real Truth. I don't know. I'm not doing all that, but what's up? What's up? Got Young Love 420 0. What's up? We got it started a little late, but that's okay. That's okay. I apologize for that. Like I said, I was on the phone getting some truth bombs dropped on me, and it was had to bring it back. I just had to bring it back. We got Mike Farmer Jr. Yeah, interesting, dude. Very interesting. Good comment there. Why are they all the political and the Hollywood televised theater they're presenting us right now is interesting. Very, very interesting. None of it is real, but it's all interesting. Uh-oh. What did I do? There we go. You got Allison. I don't know. Allison, what's up? There you go. Give you a little shout out. Cindy Moore. Jeremy Fadley. West Texas in the house. What's up, brother? How did we get here? Trying to figure that out, Got Summer Sutton. Who else in the chat? I saw a couple more down low. Let's bring it down. Robert Cameron, Ann Geyer. Who was that? Paul Levy. I knew I saw you somewhere. Mark Lowe, 1959. There's dyslexia kicking in. There we go. I think that's Cora from Canada. What's up? What up? Break the Spell. Yep. Who else we got? Get a couple more people down low. Let's see. I just saw someone I didn't see before. Who was that? Mad Pie Man. What's up, brother? What's up? Crushing the Liars. Yep. Georgie's in the chat. Time Traveler. Montgomery. What is up? Marlo. Oh yeah, I already said you. Paul Stegman. What's up? That looks like most of the people in the chat for now. I'm sure that will expand and get larger. And just real quick, this is no one's fault in the chat. This is no one's fault in reality. No civilian's fault. People like to say good morning a lot. I mean, I used to work in a factory. I'd hear not even good morning, just morning. I'm just like, okay. I was like, well, I think we all understand and get the implication that it's, the daytime, it's the start of the day. And I don't think you have to repeat that 100,000 times, but good morning. Okay. Well, let's just take out the good. And I mean, think about it. Everywhere you go, people just, give you the wave. Morning. Their little face and everything. It's no, you got to look at that word morning. Look at the word morning. Bring it to the Bible. And it lines up with this. Lucifer, son of the morning. I don't think Lucifer is, the biological son of a specific point of every day. No. So we took the word morning. You go to Hebrew, I believe, and it translates out to Leviathan. I'm just going to say it bluntly. I can't get all fancy with it, but it translates to Leviathan. Morning equals Leviathan. Leviathan is the Draco, the dragon, the serpent, that old serpent, the devil. So if Lucifer is the son of Leviathan, that would make sense. And everyone walking around town, hey, morning, 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 literally saying Leviathan, Leviathan, Leviathan. You know what I'm saying? Like, so let's try to cut that one out. Good day. You know, good day works just fine. Sound like we're some English folk out here. Good day, mate. You know, it is what it is. Deborah O'Connor, I am good. I am good. Good rising. Who's that? Karen B in the chat. What's up? Haha, good rising. Just you know, I just see people saying that all the time, and it just gets me kind of going. Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. It's right there for you. Look it up in your Strongs, dude. It's right there. It's literally right there. Words have power, bro. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. And the numbers behind words have power too. I don't even know where we want to start with this, because what's happening right now, it doesn't matter who your television elected president is. We're going through a transition period, whether people want to accept it or just actively deny it, like the Trumpers are. It's happening. It's happening, and just it's happening by the numbers, yo. It's happening by the numbers, all the way down to what's coming in these jabs, dude. These jabs down the line. The ones that are here now are not the ones that I call them the end game jabs, which, you know what I'm saying? Like, that would be the one that would manipulate your DNA, making you something that is not a human. Perhaps. The ones that are out now could just be the fallout ones to scare the public into getting the real jab. But then again, who even knows what's in this stuff? All the people that are falling out, getting ill, you know, could be dying from this jab that's going around right now, the Moderna and the Pfizer. Those could just nearly be elements to the mark, perhaps. You know, it's just very very interesting stuff. But let's here, let me do a refresh on here. We'll do a screen share in just a second, because there were a couple things. Yes. Oh, this is going to trigger a lot of people, probably a lot of my friends too. We are streaming on Facebook as well, so all the Trump supporters are going to go nuts. If you don't know what this word is, we're not really allowed to say that on Facebook, but or YouTube or anything, but yeah, these people, the little hats, pretty much the hierarchy of tiny hats. That's what we're allowed to call them. Don't get mad at me, okay? So that's who they are. The Jays, we'll call them. That's Bush Sr. That's Bush Jr. That's everyone's favorite lightning from heaven, Barack Obama. Look that up. It's another one of your Hebrew translations there. Literally, bro. Literally. Lightning from heaven. Lucifer fell from, like, lightning from heaven. Lightning from heaven translates to this man's name, Barack Obama. Then there's this man, you know, just chilling. You know, Donald Trump. Bunch of weird people from Israel coming to see him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's weird, bro. All of them. Like, what are they signing for these people? I don't know, dude. But just look at the last little stimulus package they threw up in the media. Nothing but money for tiny hats and strange random nations in the Middle East. I think Iran was one of them. And while I was getting a couple things up, a news thing popped, and it was something about Joe Biden's talking with Iran, nuclear something. I don't know, dude. We all know nukes aren't what they told us anyways. Probably just a psyop to get everyone all nervous and whatnot over the invisible enemy. Just thought that was interesting. And right here, this is an example completely off topic, but when I say this is an electrical universe, this is literally what I'm talking about. Fire, water, air, earth, all connecting to make electricity. I'm just saying. Incredible. Incredible stuff. Yep. Yeah, dude. Those, I don't know if you can say those names anymore, but the Jesuits, yeah. If you're into gematria at all, Jesuit is 56, Catholic is 56, Corona, CV is 56, completely spelled out. It's just crazy, bro. And then you got Uncle Sleepy, who's going to be the 46th president, but for some strange reason wants to have 56 individual pillars of light at his virtual inauguration. I don't know, bro. That seems weird to me. 56 pillars of light. Just very strange stuff. Very strange stuff. Here, I don't know how many of you guys joined us on Jen's channel last night, but check this out. Look at this. This ceiling fan man sent me this. So this is supposed to be like a female or whatever. There's no volume, so I can't hear it. There is no volume. Look at this. Blah, blah, blah. Look at that, dude. That's kind of weird, bro, if you ask me. That's weird. So what are we seeing on TV? What are they presenting us with as Donald Trump or Joe Biden or Nancy Pelosi or even people like Anderson Cooper and all these weird people, Steve Munchin, he's definitely not a human being. And right here, bro, like let's bring it back a couple seconds. Right here, you got no idea this thing has a fake silicone-like skin mesh over it. And then it's just like, so imagine that, right? So imagine something does this and it's 100% AI or robotic, or just perhaps nefarious or looking like something you would think was from outer space. And look at that. I'm just saying, bro, it's a full bodysuit. So what we're seeing presented on television as elect officials could just be demons or AIs or bots or just other people playing out different roles with a skin mesh over them. That's crazy to me, bro. That's madness. That's absolutely madness to me. Just thought that was really crazy. So am I not allowed to go view my account now? Okay. There we go. I just shared something too. Or maybe I didn't. We can still do this. Klaus Schwab on Twitter. The World Economic Forum are now working with the Biden administration. Real quick, the World Economic Forum, the same people who are presenting us with the Great Reset. Klaus Schwab, the man who wrote the book COVID-19, The Great Reset, just keep that in mind, is working with the Biden administration to ensure that most people will survive the coming food shortages. Huh? What? What are you talking about, bro? What? Why would there be a food shortage unless there's days, weeks, months of chaotic events in store for us ahead? Then I could see factories, plants, farms, you name it, shutting down. Citizens have up-to-date V records, documents will receive, look at this, citizens that have up-to-date jab documents will receive regular packages of plant-based protein products There is the attack on meat that we have been talking about. Go back in my streams, people. I'm talking 5, 6, 7, 8 months ago. This is what we were talking about. It's like January now. Literally 10, 11, maybe even a year ago. We were talking about how this Beyond Burgers and Impossible Meats and Burger King Junior Whoppers, whatever the hell, the impossible ones, plant-based, that's taken over the food, and they're going to switch us over probably without even telling us. And this is the warning that you're going to get. In hindsight, that's if everything, returns to semi-normal, which is just a mere speculation at this point. No hope in that. But just think about that. Citizens who have up-to-date jab records will receive regular packages of plant-based protein products. Wow. So what if you don't? What are you going to receive? Probably nothing. Probably nothing. And that's how they're going to root us out of society. They're just going to start shutting us down and shutting us out one by one by one by one. It's incredible. Uh-oh, I got a text message from the ceiling fan man telling me that he is backstage. Let's get this off the screen. I got a Jesuit tag on the screen right now, so I don't see this stream lasting much longer. What's up, ceiling fan?
Hey, man, how's it going?
It was going good till I realized I had the word Jesuit just stamped on my stream for 10 minutes, but that's okay.
and I guess, let's see, I've been listening. I can't say good, whatever, so I'll say good beginning of the day. I don't know.
Karen B says good rising, I guess. So.
I like that one. Yeah, that's cool. Isn't that funny how they've messed with us our whole lives and they just give us these words that we just repeat and don't even realize where they come from?
Who was I listening to? I was listening to David Carrico. We might even bring that up in a little bit, but I mean, that's the guy to listen to on word breakdowns, on words we shouldn't be using but got presented to us as, no big deal. Like morning, and you could spell it this way, you could spell it that way. I don't think the implication of spelling anything doesn't matter. It's you're saying it, it's word magic.
And how about the fact that it's called spelling? Come on,
exactly,
it's all right there in our face.
Exactly. Might as well just call it casting. I'm gonna go.
Was it planes hit steel, but whatever? You remember that thing, the kids in the classroom? Yeah, it's obvious spell casting.
Yeah, that's funny that you said that. I actually got an interesting video that pertains to that very well. And dude, I don't know what's going on, but everyone's been talking about I Pick Goat 2 out of the blue all of a sudden.
Well, it's like because somebody came up with part 3, which is obviously not the same people. I mean, it looks similar kind of cartoons, but not as well done, I guess. But that's what I think made everyone focus on the I Pick Goat 2 original.
Yes, yeah. So a couple people did a stream about it, and then this other dude, he did a video about number 2, and then number 3 came out, and then I'll just go through my YouTube notifications. Every 5th or 6th video is pertaining to I Pick Goat 1 or 2, or 2 or 3. And it's funny. I got a couple friends around here who aren't quite on the graduate level of understanding things, I guess you can call it. They're like, what? So what happened to I Pick Goat 1? Like, let's watch that. I'm just like, you're missing it, bro. Like, you're missing it. I'm like, I Pick Goat 2 pertains to 9/11 because George W. had, holding the book, said my pet goat or whatever the F it said. And they're just doing a play on as that whole scene there was I Pet Goat 1. And this is what's going to happen down the pike, because the first scene in that is the Twin Towers falling. And I mean, the implications of that was probably this is the start of the end, and that happened, ironically, 19 years before CV happened, CV-19, it's not CV-12 or 15 or no, CV-19. It's just, that's just weird to me.
And 2 things I was going to throw at you. One is, when you bring up CV-19, the remedy for that, I think, is Psalm 9:1. It's the opposite. Isn't that funny? Because it talks about, how to get out of the pestilence and stuff. Thought that was cool. And then the other thing is this whole spell casting. my wife pointed out to me that the new word everyone just started using out of the blue was it insurgents or insurrection? One of those.
Yes, insurrection. They
Insurrection.
people have been talking that
Yeah.
word like they knew about it or something.
Right. It's everywhere now. Everyone's saying it. I think it's the new spellcast and the well, then they have a Star Trek movie called, I mean, they've been wanting this word to get out for a while. So I think that's their new, whoever's pushing that word, I believe it's part of the agenda too, you know.
Oh, of course, dude. Well, it's one of those things that we talked about a couple weeks ago, I think. The media, the television box says one little phrase like perhaps new normal or CV-19 or pandemic or insurrection act. And now people cannot stop saying it, bro. It's
Right.
weird. It's so weird, man.
And I'm thinking now too, because I just watched a video. God, I keep forgetting whose channel's what, but someone they posted a video. Oh no, I know. Someone sent it to me. One of my people that I got people that send
You
me
got
articles
people
and
too?
stuff. Yeah, yeah. One of my peeps. Shout out to my peeps, to the
Yeah.
fans of the fan. And it was this video I'd seen a long time ago, and maybe I'll try to find this and send it to you while you're on the air if you want to look at it. But well, I could do it now. But basically, it's if anybody in the chat's old enough, when I was a kid, because I think they did it through the 60s and a little bit in the 70s, and then they stopped because they got in trouble. But they used to, at the end of the day, at the televised vision would go off the air. They would play the national anthem with a bunch of like patriotic looking crap in it, and then
black and white.
yeah, well, yeah, but I think this actually is in color. I don't. To me, it was black and white, but I think it's in color. Anyways, and they'd flash the words across to the national anthem. But what this gal shows is that as the letters go across the screen and they fade in and out, they also spell like it's a total what do you call it? Like they live moment.
Yeah.
It spells out words like trust the government and the government is your God, and it actually even has in it like obey and stuff, just like in the freaking movie. And and she slows it down, but you can do it yourself, and it's time consuming, but you can prove that that's what they were doing. And then she even shows that they came out, I think it was Clinton had to come out and apologize for messing with our minds. It even has the MK Ultra stuff in it too. It's kind of interesting. I'll look for it. I'll try to find it and give it to you. But my point on all that is it's a subliminal message that comes across on a level that you can't even see. And then if that's what they were doing in 1960, what are they doing now? I mean, I'm sure it's gotten way more sophisticated.
Dude. That's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah, no, keep going. But yeah.
So I was thinking, like, the people that we're noticing in the community that are like just completely changing on us and not even seeming to be the people we thought, or just whatever, like they've flipped overnight. I think if you're still watching television, and specifically like the news channels for quote what do you call it, content to do breakdowns, you're getting that into your head. Now, maybe we're strong enough because our eyes are open that we can discern and not get affected, but maybe we're not.
No, we're not.
I think the people that just immediately, like, they were doing one thing one day and all of a sudden they're doing something else. I think whatever programming is coming through, it's coming through fast and hard right now because they really got to get everyone lined up for whatever they want to do next. And I think if you jump in just for a little bit, it kind of scrambles you for a while. Maybe makes you a little grumpy or irritated or whatever. They use it to affect your moods and stuff too. It's Manchurian Candidate shit. So
yeah, and the thing about the whole MK Ultra stuff, like most of those papers and documents were between like I'd say like even like the late 30s, early 20s, and all the way up to obviously like the 60s and 70s. And like the late 80s when it kind of got, like technically block booked or black booked and shut down, whatever. No, it didn't, bro. No, it didn't. If they were doing little things like that back then with monitors that were the size of, half a room, imagine what they can do with a 22-inch flat screen TCL Roku TV that's not even plugged into a wall. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And, I've heard some people, I don't even remember who told me this, to be honest, but they were like, I was like, why do you even watch TV? Like, what are you doing, bro? They were like, well, I pay for my cable, so I have to watch the news. What the you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, and then it's crazy. And people come to me with all these facts and stories. I'm like, oh, where'd you hear that? They're like, oh, I heard it on Tucker Carlson. I'm just like, okay, great. I'm like, Trump's got this, right, guys? Give me a break, dude. Even if he does come back, that's not going to be a good thing, bro. It's going to be a whole different ball game. The great transition. They're not calling this COVID-19 the great reset for no reason. Like I was just showing you before you joined, Klaus Schwab, the man who wrote CV-19, the Great Reset. It's not CV-19, the awful flu or the Great Pandemic or the wave that took the nation. No, the Great Reset, bro, and it has nothing to do with illness. I've only read excerpts of it, and it has nothing to do with people being sick. It has to do with ideas and the television having key phrases to mold the nation. Yeah.
Well, the biggest pandemic, whatever, right now is fear, and
Yeah.
and I sent you it in your email, by the way, that thing I was talking about. But they I don't know who else has been discussing it this way, but I have private discussions at home, and we were talking about this again last night. And it's like, when I got into this whole movement, because Q's getting huge again, everyone's like all excited, with what's going on at the Capitol, and and one of the things that I learned about, and again, none of us even know, but supposedly there's a lot of hurting kids involved with this whole the scene that they do. And so one of the things they talk about is like cracking someone's skull open and eating their adrenochrome out of their pineal gland. Well, okay, maybe that happens, I don't know, but here's what I do know. If we all believe that our brains are now just more antennas, they're not storage, everything's stored in the quote cloud of the ether. So all your emotions, all your love, all your hate, all your fear goes up there too. So by doing some kind of giant spell cast where they get everyone's eyes on a televised vision, and then they do something really emotional, that generates all that, goes up there, and they just suck on that. Why do they have to crack your head open? They'd rather probably keep you alive, because you get more fear going out. And that's what they've been doing to everything right now. Everything's just set up as fear. They even make people afraid of going to the freaking store now. I hate going to the grocery store now. I go barefaced, and it's like, I hate it, because not only you feel like you might have to explain why you're barefaced. Most of the time it's funny, no one approaches us, but walking around seeing everyone covered up and you can't see their faces anymore, it's like walking in a zombie land, and it's depressing. And so so they successfully, this mind F that they do to everyone, they're doing it to the quote truthers too, that understand it and won't put on the face thing, but they make it so I hate going in there and I go less. And how weird is that? Saying I don't like going to the grocery store. It was fun to go walk around and talk to people, or farmers markets. Oh my God, that was so fun. They just sucking all the joy out of it. And that's written in the Bible too, that in the end times, they're just going to suck the joy out of man. And they're doing it. They're doing it every freaking day.
Yeah. And the thing is, when little places like that go, like that's where your like community outpost pretty much leaves with it too, because if you can't congregate at the markets, at the coffee shop in the morning, or even the bar at night, you can't spread ideas. You can't, even if they're faulty ideas of fallen manhood, you still can't go out there and enjoy life. I'm just wondering how many people have just completely lost themselves through this whole transition. Because how many people used to go to the bars like every night before this, and I bet they're just hanging out at home. It's crazy, man.
I knew somebody that they kept like every day of the week busy. They would either go to like a bingo night or whatever casino. They would go to movies. They would go to like every night of the week. It seemed like there was an event they were going to. Now somebody like that, and you take all that away, and then maybe they live in a 1-bedroom apartment. I mean, and then there's other people that watch them in case they have a party or whatever. So it's like, what do? You just sit around and stare at the walls. So then you go and you turn yourself to all the machinery, the televised vision, or your cell phone or whatever. and that's where they want you. They want you in these black boxes because we know the technology that we're using, that I use. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not guilty of it either, but it comes from the other side. That's all dark magic. We know that because think about it. If in the day, back in the Tartarian days, and they could build these amazing buildings that we can't, do today, they had something else. They knew about free energy, and I truly believe if we didn't have this damper down that we have to our system, we could probably communicate. I could get a hold of you just by saying, "God, I need to talk to Steve," and just think about you, and you'd hear me, kind of thing. You know what I mean? I just feel that's
Yes,
possible.
it is possible because I do that, bro. I'll think of someone who's on like those in the same ballpark as a vibrational frequency. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't think of like normal Jones down the road and then they'll give me a phone call, but there's a few select people who will have, a greater consciousness than most others in the general public. And all I have to do sometimes is just think of them, phone call immediately, text message,
It happened to
like,
me yesterday. That's what kind of brought it to mind, is because someone I hadn't talked to in, I don't know, at least a year.
oh, I
And
love it when that happens.
I
Those are
thought
impossible.
about that person,
Yeah.
and then they texted me saying, "I hadn't heard from you in a while. Just I check in." I was like, "That's cool."
Right, dude. It's crazy. It brings me back to this one conversation. Not even a conversation I had with my friend. I was thinking something, and she just said it out loud, like it's all good. And I'm like, "What?" She just looks at me and goes, "What?" I'm like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "I guess I missed that lesson in the update." Like, okay. I was like, "Okay, I guess we're cool. We're all on this level now, so you can hear my thoughts." All right, all right. So just
Yeah,
making
that definitely is and even before I knew
Mm,
anything about this plane that we live on, um, my wife's done that to me a few times where I've even said, "Get it, stay out of my head," you know?
right,
I'll
right,
think
bro.
something and she'll say it out loud, and I'm like, "Why did you just say that?" And she's like, "I'm not sure." And I go, "Get out of my head. You did it again," you know?
Right, right, right. Stop touching my brain. But we were just talking about the TV and propaganda through it. I was listening to RV the other night. He had Jason Boss on, and I don't really give a shit what anyone in the chat feels about him. I think he's good to go in my opinion. He's got some good hard facts, little drama in the community around him, but if you got a good following and you're saying real facts, of course there's gonna be some real or non-real drama around you, just because that's how it rolls. If you have a popping channel, they're going to hit you with something to make you look like an idiot or make you look like you attack someone and cause controversy. So take the meat, spit the bones, people, even though the bones aren't even real in this situation. So
Mhm.
whatever. But they were talking about how you could have a TV sitting right here and you can have a window right next to it. Look out the window and look into the TV are two completely different ball games,
Yep,
people. One's
yep.
real and one is completely fabricated. One's not. One, I can open the window, go outside, touch, the air and smell and hear the birds chirp and look at the well, it's a pasty white sky now, but it was decent earlier. And the TV, you can get as close as you want to it, but you can never be a part of it because it's not real. It's crazy, man. And another thing they touched on that has to do with this too, it's a battle for your soul, and if they can get it through the jabs or the TV or any other form of mortal sin that'll completely damn your spirit from moving on to the next realm, they're all in on that, bro. All in, like I don't ever played poker before, but they're all in. They're putting their chips in on all levels. The TV, the social media, the jabs, the idea of I don't know. Here, let me get this off the screen real quick. Let me show you this. Am I even screen sharing? I am. Here, let's make
Yeah,
this bigger. Check this out.
so she
I
said.
don't know. I don't know if you saw this, but look at that title. Look at that title. And you tell me there's nothing wrong with that, bro. I'm all set, bro. I mean,
It's
we
so
saw
funny.
this coming, so we can't freak out that bad, but like, come on. And the way he says it, President elect tells his plans and blah, blah, quote unquote, to manage the hell out of this operation. What? What? What and what's right here? So we're talking about CV-19, and we were just talking about 19 with 19 years before CV-19 was 9/11.
And it was 19 box cutters, wasn't it, or whatever? I don't know.
Yes, yes. And check this out. Where is it? Where's his plan? Where's this little?
We're gonna put.
There it
What is it? We're gonna jab the hell out of you. Is that what he said?
Yeah,
The hell into you, maybe.
and he's got a $1.9 trillion emergency plan. Of course he does, dude.
Why not?
Right? Why not, dude? Might as well make it 19 this. It's absolutely crazy. And then someone dropped a bomb on me earlier. They were like, yo, like, I know it's all political theater, but just think about it. I'm like, if Trump reforms the republic, and some people obviously will still stay with the Democracy Corporation, United States of America, it'll all be theater anyways. Nothing's going to be real. You're going to get jabbed over here. You're going to get jabbed even quicker over there. So it's just whatever, lesser of two evils, don't pick them, but it's just the options are out there.
My favorite thing to say to that when somebody hits you with "it's a lesser of two evils," you still have the word "evil" in the sentence, so I don't like either one of them.
That's what I'm saying. But think about this too. If Trump were to do that somehow, some way, and people followed him, believed him, which 80 million people probably will, he would be the 19th president under the Republic of the United States of America. So think about that as well, people. Yo, that's kind of weird, bro. And then Revelations 9:11, like the beast in the bottomless pit. It's crazy, bro.
So I got a thing though. It's like, those of us that don't buy into the political realm anymore, at first I couldn't decide which one would be, better for us because, we gotta do something. This is going to change whether, anybody wants it or not. It's changed already. There is no more going back to the old life we remember. And so who's going to take us to crazy town faster? And I figured, the Biden train is going to definitely go off the rails faster. So let's just, let's go, man. Let's just get this over with, because this is getting ridiculous trying to live in this nightmare of a world they want. Let's see what you got next and crash it down. Or then I started thinking what you just said. So like all the people that are like still behind the Trump and the Q thing, right? So right now, like you said, it's National Popcorn Day. It's so you couldn't write this script any funnier.
Dude, people are probably watching this on Facebook. That's where all my haters are. Oh, this kid's just making all this. No, bro, I'm not making any of this up. I'm just telling you, like, this is crazy, bro.
Okay, if there's Facebook people watching, maybe they don't even know who I am. So here's the thing. I went through to get to where I am in learning the world. I went through the Trump train, and then I went through the Q train. So I've been both, and I'm out on the other side. So now I can look at it and see it was a complete psychological op to this day. In fact, I just saw something linked up this morning that they did the same stuff back in I think it was the 1920s. And they said it was.
Yes. I got to look into that. Yes.
Yeah.
The same exact fucking freaking thing, dude. How crazy is that?
Yeah, I'll find it. But yeah, so in any case, so what's going on right now is the Q people think that the reason they put up all the walls and the barricades and stuff around the Capitol is now they've trapped all of Congress and all the bad, the what do you call the the bad people. It's funny, they always call them actors. Well, we call them actors too, but they always say, oh, they got all the bad actors. And so supposedly the reason they put them up, and I've seen some people even talk about the razor wire, and it's on the wrong side of the wall. But when you look at it, it's circular. It goes on both sides. It doesn't matter. But that's the whole idea, is they think that they're all trapped there. He's going to put the hammer down today or tomorrow. That's why you need your popcorn. Q's always said, grab your popcorn. Here it comes. And so what happens just if, because we know it's all theater. What if they did this giant rounding up and they, quote, arrest people? I'm doing air quotes. I didn't turn my camera on. I'm too handsome this morning. But, what if they just, quote, round everyone up and they all go to, quote, Gitmo? You wouldn't know. They could be hanging out on the island with Kobe, whatever. They could change their faces. Or you saw that thing I sent you. I saw you post it today.
Oh, yeah.
Where they peel back the latex just like Mission Impossible. They've shown us this. So what if they just change their characters, or they put them somewhere else, or whatever? So you would never know. But it would be the perfect way for all the Q people and Trump people to go, yes, it's happening, and lull them into submission. Because I feel, since America is the last place apparently to still have guns, we always, don't take my gun. Okay. But what did they do? You still have your gun. They didn't need to take it. They just said, hey, hang on to your gun, but stay home, close your business, and don't come out till we say so. And everyone went, okay, but as long as I have my gun. And they're like, yeah, hang on to your gun. But if they had said, okay, lockdown, martial law, we're coming for you. No, everyone would arm up and they get their, civil war that they keep saying. That's the other buzzword they keep throwing out. But it could get really violent. And if you keep Trump in there and you do it by arresting all the bad actors, then you get all those people like, yeah. And then if martial law has to come in, they'll ask for it because they think that they're being saved. So once again, the only way that they can freaking use spells on you is you give them your consent. And if you actively ask for martial law, well, you're going to get it. You're going to get it right up to yin yang, and you're not going to be happy. And both sides will want it at that point.
No, they want it right now, bro.
Yeah.
The I wouldn't even call them the left, because the left isn't even the left. The people who support Biden, those people, we'll call them that, Biden's people. They want to lock this nation down, get troops on the street to vaccinate you today, today. That sounds like a medical martial law to me. But on the flip side, you have all these Q and Trump supporters that want to lock the entire nation down, have troops on the streets, martial law this bitch, just to arrest maybe 100 people in Washington. Come on, bro. Come on. You're killing me with that.
And that's the thing. So two things I can say. For the people that believe Biden is not been selected, you actually think that he got the most votes, popular votes, than any president in the history of the United States, including like Barack. And yet you saw that Trump would like fill stadiums and Biden get like 50 people and probably mostly his relatives. And then on the flip side, you think Trump's the guy that's going to save you. He's like held up a box for a vaccine company. He was like shilling for them. He believes in space, and he's wasting a ton of your tax dollars to fake Space Force and of course we know that Project Blue Beam, where the aliens are coming. So perfect timing that we have a Space Force just in time for the alien invasion, which in the stimulus package, for no reason whatsoever, I think they have 6 months for the government to release all the information they have on aliens. Why the hell did that get tucked into that? What's that?
180 days. Yeah.
Why? How did that just suddenly pop in their minds? Yeah, we need to save everyone from the CV. We give them all this money. Oh yeah, and make sure to tell them about aliens. Okay, next. Like, it's so ridiculous. Our villain, I've said this before, it's the Batman villain from the 1960s Joker, the one that's like crazy over the top Cesar Romero that you could spot a mile away. It's not the brooding Jokers we get nowadays that can blend into society. Our villain's over the top because it's so ridiculous that if you're buying into it, you're giving your consent away, and that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
And then they can mess with you.
Yeah, and the thing is, I want to touch on too. I've been kind of bringing this analogy up a couple times over the last few weeks. Is the training wheels. 2020 seemed to be the training wheels. And whoever is gonna be leading or presented as leading this nation is gonna. It's gonna take the training wheels off a lot quicker if it's Uncle Joe. Very obviously, he'll take the training wheels off, put us on top of the tallest hill, and just kick the bike down, and without a helmet on and nothing, and laugh while we're getting all left up, like a good American parent nowadays. Or I see this as. See, I don't know. Do they want this right now, or do they want to keep the steamroll Trump process? Because the act of denial that these Q people are in is unreal. You tell them that Donald Trump's a part of the cabal, they lose their mind. Act of denial. You tell him he supports jabs and VCs. Act of denial. No, that's just a keyword quote. It's just a code word for rounding up the pedophiles. I'm like, no, it's not, bro. I'm like, it's really not. And I've had someone like, well, in his campaign, he said he was against jabs because they led to autism. I'm like, these people will tell you anything. I don't know if anyone here has ever read the a couple books I've been taken out of the Bible, the Book of Adam and Eve 1, the Book of Adam and Eve 2. I'm about halfway through the Book of Adam and Eve 1, and it's so crazy because like. Oh man, Satan, literally just like pummels all over Adam and Eve, and after a while, Adam's like going back to God, like, hey, like you believe this guy? He's trying to like deceive me here, deceive me there. He's like, why is he doing this? He's like, ask him if he can make you a garden. Ask him if he can make you this. Ask him if he can make you that. So, Satan appears to Adam again, beats the hell out of him. And he's like, hey, he's like, could you do this? Could you do that? Satan literally laughs at this dude, right? And I heard this on Russian Vids and Jason Boss the other night, so I had to go look it up for myself. Satan literally laughs at Adam. Ha ha ha. You don't know that I don't believe nothing that I say. I say what I say to make you fall and nothing else. So these people don't even believe what they're saying. It's called telling the people what they want to hear to get them to follow you, to ultimately excel your personal agenda. So Donald Trump telling you that he's against VCs and jabs in 2015 and 16 to get him into office is just to numb the mind of the Q people, numb the mind of his supporters. Oh, he's against that, so he must be a good person. Well, 4.5 years later, he signs Operation Warp Speed, a vaccine operation through Congress. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And the money they threw at that was just outrageous. $138 million. Come on, bro. Are you kidding?
And also, did you see where the most of the money in that latest package went to other countries, specific like Egypt, Israel, and all those areas? And,
yes.
Yeah. Because why? Because none, I even said, I made a video just recently. I know you haven't seen it because you're in it. So when you see it, you'll know. But I mentioned that about like, where's all this money? What are they doing with it? We know that if they're lying about what they do with NASA stuff, like where's all that money going now? All the new space what do they do with it? What do they do with all the money you get for all these fake projects that they do? And now, all that, it's just ridiculous. Why? What did they actually do with it? I know they don't care about money. They can get as much as they want. They just print it.
Yeah. I don't know.
The few people that are falling back into this, getting into Trump, thinking he's going to save it. And I've heard this before, that he's being used by God because God used all. Well, guess what? Okay, I could say you're right, because you know what? All of this is within God's plan. Nothing happens in this plane or wherever we live without God's approval, because he created it all. He runs the show. Does he allow bad things to happen? Yes. Did he do it? No. Why are we having it happen to us? Well, first of all, he gave us free will. Well, if you take that away and you just do everything for the person, well, that's not free will anymore. Now you're just, you're going to create a generation of spoiled brats that won't even know you're there. Seems like we're getting right there now. So if he allows things to happen because you've taken a course of action that's going to bring pain into your life, possibly, well, then you get stronger from it and you learn from it and you grow just like any muscle. And then we get better. And then we end up here sitting in this room together, because otherwise, why are we how did we get here? Why are we here? Why did God choose to wake these people up that are listening to this show enough to know that there's some tomfoolery going on? It's not because we're just supposed to fake it and go back and eat the fake steak like in Matrix, like Cypher did. You can't do that. You got to figure out why you've been chosen to see these things, and then do something with that information. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
Because God's using, he could use Trump or Biden. It's God, okay? So it doesn't even freaking matter. So that whole argument that Trump's been chosen by God, we all have been, to do certain roles or whatever. Satan gets to move around the pieces of the board, right? The pawns or whatever. But God's in control of it. He's not going to. You read the book of Job if you guys haven't, because he goes over this whole thing. And it's a pretty amazing book. I've read it probably, I don't know, like 5-6 times. And I learned something new every time. It's pretty awesome. So
yeah. And just to touch on what you were saying, people saying that Trump is sent by God and whatever. I mean, or is being used by God. And like you said, we're all individually being used by God. So don't try to put a man on a false pedestal just for that. But at the same time, these people have a very little defense in their hand, because from what I've seen over the past just over since CV pretty much kicked off, I've seen mass amounts of people who support Donald Trump wake up to the lies of baby truthers. So they're getting red pilled, but they're only getting like 30% of the pill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just enough to wake them up to the tip of the iceberg, but not see how far the iceberg really goes. So I'll give them that, you know, because
Yeah.
they think that they think their 30% is 100%. I'm over here at 70, 80%, and I'll never be at 100% here in this earthly realm, and no one will be. So for you to have 30% of the puzzle, to be walking around like your Johnson's 38 inches long, thinking you know everything, no, that's not how you should be going at things. You should be looking at things like you know nothing. You know, I try to look into not a new topic every day, but maybe the same topic with a different type of, you know, because I'm all about looking at videos from 5, 6 years ago and being like, oh, well, that's kind of come and gone. You know, this come to pass already. So maybe we should you know, maybe not be focusing on what we know, but still be focusing on what we don't know and what we could still possibly be deceived upon. Because if you only know 30% of the puzzle and I know 70%, we're never going to see eye to eye, get along, or even have an agreement, you know, in a way that would change the world positively. You know, people have to humble themselves. I know there's many things out there that I don't know, and there's many things that I'll never know. But these people that, you know, they don't even, they still deny chemtrails. They don't even know we're on a flat earth, but yet they know about the cabal, the deep state, this, that, and the other thing, Hillary's emails. I'm just like,
Her 33,000
yeah,
emails.
yeah, as expected, of course. But
Right. No, but I lost my thought there, but
oh, you're good. You're good. Did you want me to show this video here from TrueStream?
yeah, I'll tell you what, two things. One is in the chat. Where was it? Somebody I said about the rockets. Mike Farmer. There's in my last video I just did. I've done it twice. I have a video called Heaven or Hell that I go over a lot of the fakery at NASA, and that's really probably one of the best videos on the internet. And then also the one I just did yesterday, I put it in there too, because the speed of a NASA rocket is ridiculously slow compared to the actual speed of a rocket. And I understand why anyone ever talks about that. No, it's because it's a bigger rocket. No, it still has to go by the same, you know, laws of physics. So yeah, that's an interesting thing. So, and yeah, that was about it, I think. Oh, and as far as someone else said, you know, why did he choose me? Okay, I ask God that daily. I'm like, really? There was no one else available. Okay, I'll do what I can, but did you see what I did last week? I really fucked that thing up, you know? So, but yeah, I don't know. But you got to understand something. Here's the way I look at it. Because you got two options. Either we chose to be here during this crazy time because for some reason we were somewhere where we felt we could come and help people that couldn't help themselves, or God put you here to be here at this time. Well, if God put you here to be at this time, whether you like it or not, he thinks there's something you can do for him and for the rest of your brethren, whatever we call our each other's spirit. So he put you here because he felt you were strong enough to handle it. And you know what? There's days where I feel that that's wrong. I had one day, that's when I did that video called I Feel Funky. I wanted out. I didn't feel like I should have belonged in this, whatever they call it, meat suit or whatever. I wanted to go home. And so whatever it is, he sees a strength in us that sometimes we don't even know is there. And we just got to tap into it. And as he says multiple times, you're going to get worn out in the end, and gird up your loins, because instead of falling down and just letting it wash over you, it's time to stand up for yourself and fight for your literal soul. That's what he's saying.
Absolutely. And great suffering builds great character and leadership and just all the aspects that the good Lord would want you to have coming into his kingdom. You know, what's it called? You can't sculpt a sculptor without you know, the sharp little pick and the hammer. You know, there's got to be some rough edges. You got to go through a little bit of pain to really understand and expand who you are and what you are. You know, it's very very good stuff there. But all right, I'm gonna let this little video play here. It's about 8 minutes. You want me to run the whole thing, or is there a specific part you wanted to really get at? It's only 8 minutes, so we could hit it.
Yeah, if you want, and I can get a little more coffee, and I'll just shout out the person that sent it. His YouTube name is, I think, Sol, SOL. So that's where I found it.
Cool. Yeah, I True Stream Media. I've been following them for a little bit. I don't know if I've seen this. It's from 2013. I graduated high school in 2013, so definitely wasn't doing YouTube yet, but was looking into things for sure. So I'm gonna hit play, and I'm gonna unplug this, and I'm just gonna go over here and take a dab real quick. So
or get coffee. You do a dab. Everything's
there. It is.
Hey everybody, Melissa Melton here. To start this video, we're going to start by playing the national anthem, which was the sign-off on television stations across the nation back in the 1960s.
Our national anthem.
Okay, I'm going to put that video you just saw in perspective in just a moment. But today up at TrueStream, I wrote this article, TV, Your Mind Controlled. And what it has to do with is the fact that back in the 60s, scientists, one scientist in particular, eyesight, who worked for General Electric, was able to do experiments on people watching television, and he found that within 30 seconds to a minute of watching television, your brain goes from a beta wave state, which is an alert, awake, thinking state, which primarily uses the left side of your brain, which is where your critical thinking skills lie, to an alpha state, which is more of a relaxed, daydreaming type state, where you essentially go on autopilot and you become a passive learner to the information that's coming into your mind. Okay? What they were able to figure out is that television is a form of basic mind control. When you are in an alpha wave state, you are suggestible to whatever's going into your mind, what you're seeing, at a subliminal level that you cannot critically analyze as you are viewing it. And one of this researcher's findings actually said that through this, there may be a time when the mass media can create special programs that help people modify attitudes and behaviors. It's creepy stuff. Switching gears, have you ever seen the movie They Live? It's the 1988 John Carpenter science fiction movie where this man is able to put on sunglasses and he finds out that there's a signal on a TV broadcast that is concealing the appearance of these beings that are controlling society, and he finds out all the billboards just say consume, obey. They're just all subliminal messages. Everything is a subliminal message, and everyone is being basically controlled subliminally by the ruling class. Now we're going to go ahead and watch this national anthem again, only this time we're going to watch it slowed way down. Tell me if you notice anything different from the last time you watched it. Do you see the letters change at the bottom? Let's watch it again in even slower frame by frame motion.
That's weird. That's so weird.
It happens so quickly you can barely see suggestible to whatever's going. It happens so quickly you can barely see it. But you aren't meant to physically, literally see it. You are meant to subconsciously see it. It is meant to go into the subconscious and implant itself into your brain on a subconscious level. And this continues throughout this entire national anthem, and it becomes basically like the script for the movie They Live.
Yo, that's so fucked up, bro. That's weird.
It's pretty wild, isn't it?
I'm all upset, bro, you know?
Look at that one. It's right out of it's like we're living all these different movies, and this one's They Live, and then occasionally it's Idiocracy, and other times it's like I Am Legend, or
Yo.
It's straight up out of the movie.
But we just make things up.
Yeah. If we point these things out, we sound crazy. Right. Okay, whatever.
Right. You put
They
that
did
in
it.
It's like, oh yeah, I made the video in 1960.
If someone took and threw a rock through a window and I went, hey, that guy just threw a rock through the window, and everyone just yelled at me and said, shut up, we're trying to listen to this. You know what I mean? It's like, It makes no sense. Don't yell at the person that pointed it out. I didn't make this indoctrination video, but I noticed it, so now I'm talking about it. And look at that. Ultra and Naomi. Look at that.
I'm all set.
Okay, no, you got that Ultra and Naomi.
That's
right
crazy.
there.
Yeah.
And again, they have said all of these things are true. That Bill Clinton even had to apologize, and they've talked about the MK Ultra programs and stuff. They've officially talked about them.
Yeah, but like, not really though.
Well, what I mean is like,
I haven't seen like Tucker Carlson or you
right.
know what I'm saying? Like,
right, but what I'm saying is, if the government has proven to have been messing with your mind and then came out publicly and acknowledged it, even though they didn't really, most people don't know it, but look into this Smith-Munn Act
30 years later.
Signing off.
Sorry, but yeah, what do you
look
think
into the Smith-Munn Act, where they actually tell you are allowed to use propaganda against you.
And
it's
then,
right there, and yet they let us know. So the people that have told you we're messing with you and we're lying to you, you still believe them over crazy truthers that say, hey, there's something weird about this V, and there's something weird about this whatever. Like, we're the crazy people, and yet the government's already said we're liars, we're messing with you, and they thumb their nose at us.
Right. And man, that was so long ago. Like, what do you think they're doing 30, 40, 50 years later? Even though the Smith-Munn Act was put in place, they were still doing things like, look at all the predictive programming and MK Ultra they did for 9/11, while allegedly the Smith-Munn Act was not in place, and then everyone's favorite, the most historical president ever, Barack Lightning from Heaven Obama, comes into place and just repeals that in 2012. And since then, dude, they released a show called Pandemic and then pulled a pandemic, dude. Like, what? That's called MK Ultra. That's
right?
mind control. That's like showing you what we're gonna do to you. It's like, let's say you're locked in a room, and someone with a like some dungeon guy comes in, puts a TV in there, and just shows you a video of them beating the shit out of your friend in the room next to you, and then those people come in. That's like, they don't even have to do anything at that point,
right?
The fear is already there. That's crazy, bro.
Well, and again, they're very successful at pushing their fear. I mean, that's what all this is about. And so now, let's just fast forward, if we went into another martial law lockdown state where there's active military patrol in the streets, even people that don't believe in it are going to be, concerned about going out. So once again, it's just all about fear. The one thing I've noticed about our enemy, not only are they, good at what they do, obviously, I hate to promote that part of it, but they're cheap son of a bitches. They don't spend any money to do any of this stuff to us. They make us do it to ourselves because, again, giving away your consent. But the entire time that they did this whole thing where the whole economy's crashing down, all they did was give us a suggestion. Hey, there's a creepy monster outside. Maybe you should close your business and stay home. And everyone went, okay. I mean, it didn't cost them a thing. They didn't fire a shot. And it went all over the world. So, yeah, these people are cheap. And so then the next stage is going to be, all they got to do is just sprinkle a handful of people in uniforms, and they're going to get more fear out of us. It's I don't know.
Here it is. Yes.
And the one thing God says more than I think anything in the Bible is fear nothing but me. Now that the people want to take that the wrong way and go, oh, God wants you to fear him. No, God's saying, I'm your father. And just like any parent,
yeah,
I'm watch over and protect you. Don't fear anything because I got your back. I created everything. Don't have to fear about anything. Now, fear me, because if you're just a complete asshole, well, then I'm not going to be happy with you. That's how all it is. And what does he want you to do? The teachings of God or Jesus or whoever you want to say, Muhammad, is love yourself, love God, and love your neighbor as thyself. Well, that's paradise. Doesn't matter where you live. If everyone's doing that, that's what he wants.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And like, people have a real issue with like the Old Testament God. He's a little too ruthless. It's like, look what the F was going. You had brothers and sisters, like literal brothers and sisters laying down with each other. You had chimeric stuff. You had DNA manipulation. You had giants, you had Nimrod, who was trying to build a tower up to kill him. What do you mean he's a little, like, I would have done the same thing. Hell, I would have done it even harder, but he's got more grace than I. Perhaps, like very crazy. But we were just talking about this here. It's funny. This is brought to you by Q, apparently. But we've been talking about this for how long? I don't know, 5-10 years. You know what I'm saying? And people are like, oh, all the Obamagate stuff coming out. Someone sent me this. Is just like, dude, Obamagate. You wouldn't believe this. I was like, dude. We were talking about this in 2014, bro. Before there was QAnon. Give me a break. I'm like, even like crappy, who are they? Not autonomous, anonymous. They were talking about stuff like this, Like, this is one of those bait truths to get you in because they could spin it any way they want, and this is the way they spin it, to make it look like, it's part of Obamagate. Like, no, this is reality gate. Like, there could have been like, I mean, anyone could have been president when this happened, Just because he signed it doesn't mean it was his idea. But I mean, from the implications that Obama, lightning from heaven, he could be the Antichrist. So I'm pretty sure he definitely like wanted some things to get revealed. Yeah. It's just crazy. Just absolute crazy. And 2012, this is when he signed it back in, and since then it's just been off the charts, dude. Been off the charts. Like, look at all the Super Bowl halftime shows since 2012, bro. Look at the Olympics, dude, of 2012, perhaps. I'm just saying, dude, it's crazy. It's absolute madness. No bueno.
No bueno.
Yeah. No bueno. Is that a thing now?
I'm continuing to try to use as much as possible.
That's all I say at work. I work with a bunch of Spanish people. They're like, bueno? I'm like, no bueno. But here, real quick, we were talking about the possibility of this, and I think this is what you were trying to expand on earlier. The psyop from the 20s called it was a Russian psyop called, I don't even know how to say that, Bolshevik from the 20s, and it's pretty much a mirror image of Trust the Clan, MAGA,
Yeah, that's it. That was the article I was looking at.
Yeah, I gotta look into this. New Lies for Old. So it's the first 13 pages this is on, so it's probably a decent book. So I literally shared this to look into. I didn't even look into this yet, and then you said that. I'm like, okay.
Would it be funny if in there somewhere they talk about eating popcorn while they trust the operation?
Oh my god, dude!
Please, Lord, if there's any justice, that'd be funny to have that in there. He likes doing funny things. God's hilarious, by the way.
That blew me away.
Oh, actually, I think I might even see this on your channel first. It was like years ago when I first saw this.
Years ago, man, and people are just starting to share this again. I'm like, where all you people like years ago, bro? I'm like, we've been saw this. I'm like, everyone's too fixated on the alien or the demon, whatever it is, No one's really fixated on the little symbol in his forehead there. What's the Bible say, Rich? The mark of the beast will be in the forehand or
maybe the forehead.
Forehead. And this is the Kabbalic symbol of Metatron, not Megatron from the movies. Don't think I'm like weird. Metatron. Look that up, people, on your own times.
Right, and that's also what
has lips, dude. He even has lips, my man. I'm just saying. Sorry.
And was that Solomon's star? It's not the Star of David. It's right in the middle there too. They stole that too, just like they did the Nazi symbol from the Hopi Indians. They stole this symbol and turned it into a star. It's not Star David.
Yeah. People call it Saturn too, I don't quite think it's Saturn, but I mean, even if you look at down here too, like people are like, oh, it's just the wings and whatever. I'm like, he's literally dressed up as George Washington. If you know what I'm saying. There's the shoulder, there's the cuff, there's his little thingy. I'm just saying, bro. I just make observations. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, in South Park, they always use that America. It's right there.
Yeah, bro. Absolute madness. Just thought
so next they'll be sharing that one of that Navy dude that said he met a gray and fought him in some underground cave. I mean, that one was running around. He's like a big black dude that's like talking about how he fought with gray. All these things are going to start coming out. They're definitely pushing this alien thing. Like I said, they got it in the stimulus package. They're showing clips on regular mainstream shows now about like some jet fighter capturing him on in his radar and shit. So they're pushing, and then you got the Israeli guy coming out just recently and saying that we know about him, but they're not telling you. And so we all know. And then what is it, Project Bluebeam? So I found some stuff on the internet, but apparently that guy's book or manuscript or whatever he wrote, it's like almost impossible to find. And both him and his partner that wrote that, they're both dead, of course. And so that's the whole thing, the blue beam, where they're gonna, now that they've got the skies the way they want them, they showed us at the what do you call it, the New Year's Day in Seattle out here, where they had the Space Needle doing all this stuff, and it was all VR
for some reason.
What's that?
They took a lot of that off the internet already.
Yeah, well, the thing is that it wasn't even happening. Like, there's people that lived out there and said it wasn't going on. There's even a video showing it. It was all virtual off your televised vision. And now that they've perfected it and then also shown that people actually watch it, how easy is it going to be to like do one of those hologram things or however they're going to produce it? Because not only do they have hologram technology, they actually have potentially machines that fly around. I don't know, but it's not going to be hard at all to make everyone think, flash some lights and stuff, and ta-da, the aliens are here. So it was a book that I read as a kid. This just came to my head, and they made it into I think a Twilight Zone episode, and it was about this street. I think it was like Elm Street, and
Elms, of course, the nightmare on Elm Street,
right? And things were happening in the town, like electrical things and stuff or whatever, and people started freaking out that there was aliens. And they end up getting the townspeople to turn against themselves. And in the book, I think that's just where it ends. It was just like showing you how people can be manipulated. And in the actual Twilight Zone, of course, it was real aliens, and all they were doing was just turning power on and off in different places and making people fight each other. So that's all they have to do. The long dark winter, turn power on or off here, and then next thing you know, we fight each other.
That's literally, bro, and it'll all just be off hearsay, all the television.
Yeah.
And then that'll be enough to make it happen in real life, though.
I gotta get something real quick. Hang on.
Yeah, you do your thing. Do your thing. But I just sent Jen a link. Let me see if she got the message. Phone's been acting kind of weird. It says she got it, but there's just a little picture here that I wanted to share. It's really off topic. It was more along the lines of what we were talking about last night. And this is an abandoned railway tunnel in Australia. And just notice how it's 100% brick. And it's just, for me, it's so weird because, like, there is the world's creepiest railway tunnel, whatever. But I don't think it's a railway tunnel. They just, put the railroad tracks down and called it, a railway tunnel. I think it's always been there. And it's literally identical to this. Goes right into a mountain. It's like 5-6 miles long. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's just madness, actually. Absolute madness. So I just wanted to show that real quick, but that's okay. Here, let's just remove that. Okay. And if she jumps in, we're just gonna have to go back and grab that. So what else do we got here? Oh, see, this is one of the pictures I was talking about. I just wish. What do we got? 150 here right now. All right. There's definitely a couple more knowledgeable people here than I. If anyone knows the artist who draws stuff like this, these depictions, please give me a shout out. Because I don't know. I mean, I kind of know what I'm looking at, but he's got so many pictures that are just like this, and it shows the Taurus field, some little dude in here. I don't know, man. I've seen this. I've seen like alleged videos of this in the sky over a pyramid. It's just, you got lotuses down here. What the fuck's going on up there? Just absolute crazy. So, let me scroll through the comments and see if there's. Yeah, of course, half the comments aren't even in English. No, not seeing a name in here. Let's see where this brings us. Oh. Oh. I think those are all his work. Okay. I am going to star this. Sorry, I just went on a whole little personal exploration there, but I think Daniel Martin Diaz, that might be this dude's name. He's just got so many incredible little etchings, or whatever you want to call these, man. And they're just, for me at least, they're so relatable. Like, look at this, guys. Like, if you don't know what's going on here, you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. Craziness. Like, we all know who that is. Like, who even draws something like this? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. A little portal in the sky. The geometrics over here. You got the biological look of a human and fish for some reason. There's goats down here. There's animals. There's little people. Incredible.
That odd moment when your dog gets out and you hear him barking at the neighbor's dog at their house and you have to go running. So if I'm out of breath.
That's okay. That's okay. Take your time. The spiral at the top. That was crazy, guys. Right? I don't know. I just found a little think I found pictures of what I was looking for. A bunch of the old pictures that me and Jen used to go over. Yeah, like I don't even know what half the stuff is, but it's very interesting stuff. I just wish the page would load, but that's okay. I got it bookmarked for a different time.
I can show you something real quick, Steve.
What do you got?
All right.
I got a couple things too.
Let's see. Go to here. Look at that.
Oh, someone did show me that the other day, dude. I was like, they do kind of look similar. That's crazy.
Similar. It looks like the same dude. Just you remember the movie Highlander? I love that original one. And basically, the guy was immortal, and they'd have to kill off his character, and then he would will all the stuff he had to somebody else, and then he'd be that character. And if they can do this, I mean, maybe it's just the same bloodline, but regardless, the fact that he looks identical to Brigham Young, who, just by coincidence, you got your coincidence shelf up there, Steve. He declared martial law on September 15th, 1857. So whatever.
That brings me to something me and my buddy were talking about on the phone earlier. He was like, what if we are already in martial law? I was like, well, the dude who's on screen right now, Mike Pompeo, literally got on stage the day after Donald Trump declared a national emergency, which technically the reins of the nation go over to FEMA in a martial situation. And you can't talk about it for in Congress for 6 months, and they have yet to. It's been more than 6 months, and they have yet to even think about repeal of that. And Mike Pompeo gets on stage and says we're in a live exercise. Very crazy.
And he's also the same guy that was the head of the CIA, where he said we lied, cheated, and stealed for a living, and we're good at it, and he still does it, and people just laugh like, oh, he's being funny. No, he's just telling you the truth.
Well, you know what the thing is? We were just looking at those little the silicone skin suits. What if it's just a different dude or someone different underneath, and he just has the same skin suit?
Would that be awesome if like Trump gets back in and then at some point he rips it off and it's really Obama? Plot twist.
People would freak out, bro. I'm just saying, dude. Well, think about that Simpsons episode where they ripped the skin suit off of both the president-elects or whatever they are, and they were, quote unquote aliens.
Yep.
And we all know what aliens are.
Yeah, that's the funniest thing. Like, I can never seem to win on this thing because I believed in aliens my whole life. And then I woke up to what's going on and I realized there's a dome, there's no aliens. And if they're here, they're like demonic spirits or whatever. And that's what we call aliens. And so I'm like, well, shit, when they finally have the alien invasion, I won't buy into it anymore. Like, I would have loved to have been part of it, I guess. But now it's kind of, I missed that one too. Because it's funny because I grew up loving watching. My dad and I used to watch Star Trek all the time, the original one, and then of course Star Wars was really my generation, at least the first 3 movies, and so they really hammered space into us. Our TV shows, we had Buck Rogers in the 20th century, and we had all these things just hitting us with that, and now when I look at those shows and I go, oh, it was all Hollywood fake, whatever. And it's the same thing that's in the real world, it's just in a bigger stage.
Yeah, man. The alien deception's like real, dude. It's so real. It blows me away. Like we just saw, there's one hidden on the back of the dollar bill, and it's not an alien, of course, but his eyebrows are e pluribus unum. You know what I'm saying, bro? So like, I'm just saying that's one out of many. So when these quote unquote aliens show up, there'll be chaos, but it'll be order out of that chaos. It'll be problem, reaction, solution, Hegelian dialect.
And didn't Pelosi just
revealing the method right now?
Didn't Pelosi just say those words or something? She did some kind of Illuminati code in one of her speeches. I think.
Yeah, she did. It was like a Twitter bomb or something. I don't know.
It was like one of those, like, what'd you say? The one on the dollar bill. It was like one of those that she said. It's like, oh, e pluribus unum, or one of those things.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, that's just an odd choice to throw that in.
Right. Like, I'm glad that's the last thing that's on your mind during a speech, Like, oh, let me just work that in there at the end. It's ridiculous. And the whole a man and a woman. Oh, oh man. That's ridiculous if you ask me, bro.
And they even get us getting all confused, like you did this morning talking about mourning. I get it, and you're up 100. You're on point what you're saying, but that's just part of the spell casting too. Is they give us these words and then they make us argue over the words. You know, just like amen. People are saying it's amen, ramen, or well, maybe we don't know. That's like you said earlier. I've said this too. The one thing we definitely know is we don't know anything. We can try to use our discernment and put together a narrative, but at the end of the day, none of us know. I don't care how long you've studied the Bible or the Quran or old world books or what. It doesn't matter how long you've researched something. At the end of the day, you have to then extrapolate your own theory, and that's all we're doing because none of us really know. And I don't think any of us know until this is all done. And then at that point, almost funny the ironicity of everything we want to know right now. We just want to know it all. Come on, I want to know it. And then when we finally get to the stage where wherever we're going, it probably won't even matter. It's just like the alien invasion. It'd be like, oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, who cares? You know what I mean? It's going to be like that almost. It seems.
Yeah. And real quick, you know, with this whole possibility, maybe it's more than a possibility now, but we'll just call it speculation of this false alien invasion, which would just literally be the return of the old ones. Maybe not in their original form, but in some crazy form, it's going to look alien to us, you know? Definitely, like, I'm not even talking like outer space. I'm just talking straight foreign, you know? Like nothing like we've ever seen before. Extra dimensional, perhaps. Cthulhu-looking people. I mean, it's just crazy. And then, you know, we've had the conspiracy theories of, you know, all of us. We've been looking into Project Bluebeam for the best part of 7 years now. So I have a strange feeling that when all of this starts to happen in the skies, people are just going to, I mean, you'll have a decent amount of the conspiracy realm just sitting back like, trust the plan, guys. That's just Project Bluebeam. Nothing's really happening. Until, you know what I'm saying? Until one of those spacecrafts is actually real. You know what I'm saying? And then there's people coming out of that spacecraft, and then, oh, hey, Mr. Bluebeam guy, are those fake too? Like, oh.
Well, again, in order to run an Operation Bluebeam kind of thing, you're not going to have spacecrafts show up in every city of every because if you just have it show up in one city or two cities, you know, they could, I'm sure in some TV program already or some movie, there's been a map and they've told us the cities that they're going to do it. So if you do it in a few cities, everyone else is going to see it where? On their black boxes, their phone, their TV, whatever. So again, you don't have to spend a lot of money and you can fake it. You could do the biggest flag you've ever seen on a Hollywood soundstage, just like they did with the moon landing.
The moon landings. These people are cheap as hell.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. You saw that? That's funny.
This song was it, Mr. Bluebeam. Send me a dream. Next ceiling fan song.
Oh, good.
Oh, did you see? Oh, I know you haven't watched video. I'm not trying to beat you up on it. I got to show you.
I watched a little bit of it. Where I didn't see where I was in there. I was kind of
like a jerk. I really wanted to show for the people that are still into the left-right paradigm. I made this little analogy. I don't know where it came from. It just showed up in my head. Here, I'll pull it up. Let's see. That's the whole reason I have a channel is I got so many thoughts that came into my head about what's going on, and I didn't want, beat my poor wife down with having to listen to it all. So I put it on air.
I feel bad. The few friends that I do have that like sit there and understand and listen, sometimes I do feel bad. I'm like, yeah, I kind of did a live stream like with you in the car.
So I had used this clip before, and it actually got taken out in certain countries because the WWE doesn't like using their footage. But I was just using it to show people that he's a wrestler. He actually attacks a guy, and he's in WrestleMania more than once. So it's just the still, so you're not going to get any hit with that. But I made this. I found this cartoon, and well, you'll see.
He was
But
an
here,
actor.
can you hear it, or is
Star's
it?
Monkey,
Yeah.
you know, and they just do this to us to make us think that things are happening that are really real.
It's all about marketing. If I was to show you this, we'll roll all this in. That drink will get you a knock on your butt. Or will it? Because if I take the same thing and pour it into here, it's a glass of water. Do you think what happened at the Capitol wasn't supposed to happen so they can do more of the stuff that they want to do to you? Well, then you're buying into the marketing. It was a glass of water.
So the way I look at the presidential race is pretty much like this. You know, it's always just this left-right paradigm, right? And they say there's the left wing and the right wing, but they're both on the same bird of prey, and it's feasting on us. These people, they've been in power their whole lives. Doesn't matter which side you're on. Doesn't matter. They're all together. This is the way I think it should. Just put them both in a thing and let them fight it out, and whoever lives, you know, that's the way it should be.
Heart to heart with ceiling fan man. Heart to heart with ceiling fan man. Heart to heart with ceiling fan man. Heart to heart with ceiling fan man.
Because it doesn't really matter. And if you're not familiar with, you should. I'll look for a link on this too. But there was a video I saw years ago, and it was I think it's Mr. Jones' Plantation, and basically goes over this story of a plantation where they had a slave owner, and in order to keep the slaves happy, he brought in a second slave owner.
Have you seen this video, Steve?
No.
It's on a channel. I got it from Larkin Rose, and the clip I put in here, I just took a piece of it. If you want, I can keep playing. It's only a couple minutes long.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So check this out. If you guys haven't seen it, the video I did, the link is on there, and I'll try to drop it in the chat for this cartoon that I got, because the whole cartoon's awesome. But here's just a little piece of it that kind of sums up our situation. So.
But don't you all see what's happened here? Nothing has changed. We're all still slaves. They tell us what to do and whip us if we don't. They still make all the rules and punish us if we disobey. They let us make suggestions and complain about things, but they never really change anything. They let us choose between Mr. Jones and Mr. Johnson, but what's the difference? The situation stays the same. We do all of the work and they take as much as they want and decide how much they'll let us keep. They live in luxury, made rich by the cotton we pick. We do all the work and have to build our own huts, grow our own food, and take care of ourselves. They leave us just enough that we don't revolt or run away. This is not freedom. We're all still slaves. They've only changed the words they use, but nothing else has changed. They say we're all free and equal, but we're not. They command and we obey. That's not freedom. That's not equality. They say we're free to leave, but all that means is that we're free to be someone else's slave. Why should we work or obey the rules? They made the system. They forced it on us.
What's that?
No, I sorry. I had a little audio bleed through. You're good.
They control and rob us and call it freedom. They've deceived you into thinking that being able to choose which slave master you'll work for is the same as being free. It's not. Open your eyes. If you keep what you produce, they call it stealing. When they take what you produce, they call it sharing and fair distribution. Can't you see that this is all your time is up, Samuel?
And yeah, so anyways, it's a real interesting cartoon, but and then at that point they take him and they beat him to death. So it's pretty it sums it up right there. It's why we shouldn't believe in this left right. I can never say that without stuttering or whatever, but they're on the same bird. Wake up, people. Yeah. And then they say your time is up, ceiling fan man.
Yeah, it's it really is. It's the left wing, it's the right wing, but it's all part of the same bird or possibly the dragon. You know, it could be like a feathered
Dragon had wings.
of some sort. You know, it's very interesting, man.
Dude, you're absolutely right. Why should we should start calling it the same dragon instead of bird? Dragon,
yeah, bro.
I like it, man.
Yeah, dude, it probably reptilian in nature, in my opinion. But the fact is, you know, whether you support the left, you support the right, even if you don't vote or support the system that way, but still think that Donald Trump would do a better job than Joe Biden, you're still helping the wing flap. You know, you're giving it more air. You know, if we just stop consenting to the bird or the dragon or this beast system we already find ourselves in, look at all the barcodes. There's 666 written everywhere, man. Look at all the logos, you know, and all this other stuff. And we know what the true logos is, so that's why every logo has 666 on it, because the true logos is Yahushua HaMashiach. But people don't want to talk about that, you know. People get upset when you say stuff like that. That's too radical. And speaking of radical, let's talk about creepy Uncle Slow Biden. Apparently, at his little inauguration, virtual, real, whatever, he's
virtual inauguration. That's a
whatever, you know, he's having a band perform, and they're called the New Radicals. Nice, nice, bro. Right?
That's why I laugh so much. It's not because everything has gotten so wonderfully fun out in the world. It's because it's gotten so over the top, ridiculous of a nightmare. How do you not laugh at it? Our villain again is so we have the Austin Powers villain. We don't got no James Bond scary villain. We got the behave villain. That guy, you know, no, that was the other one, but $1 million. We got that guy. See, you have to laugh because it's ridiculous. It's so. What is it? The patent on one of those shots was 666 and and the actual Quantum Dawn is Lucifer race. They want people to know, just because not only do they get their rocks off by mocking us, but also there's your consent. It'd be like, come on, you guys actually thought it was okay to inject something that said it was from Lucifer race, and you're upset because something's happening to you. Well, that's the free will part. That's when God's up there just sad because he doesn't like his kids hurt. But to see them accept that and go, oh, yeah, this sounds all right to me. He just shakes his head and just buries his head in his hands probably and goes, I don't understand. How do I get through to him? And that's why we're on the crazy train we're on. He thought maybe the mass would be enough. And God's so patient, slow to anger, and all loving. You don't think this is taken it feels like it's happened overnight, but this has been going on for a long time to get us to the point where everyone, regardless of whether they believe in the thing over your face or not, they're still doing it. And so it's like, God's like, really? You guys, okay, I guess you got to go to the next level, which on this crazy roller coaster, it's
man.
down.
It's still going up.
You went up as high as I could take you, and now you have to go down.
Right. He's like, the brake system's kind of broke, so I don't know what's gonna, you know. You better strap in,
and I hope to do another chat with Dave, hopefully Friday. But we were talking with Dave, and he talks about the Taurus field. So if everything went up, and now nothing's happening, nothing's changing, well, guess what? You go inside the Taurus field, and you come out, and you're going down. And so I think that's where we're at, because none of us, I don't care what side you are politically or what side you're on as far as the V goes or the thing over the face goes, it doesn't matter. None of us can keep going the way it is right now. People that are wearing the emmos over their faces don't want to do it. And the people that they're going to get the jab really don't want to. They all want it to end. They want the old life, which I don't believe is ever coming back. You know, where you could go to baseball games and concerts and all that. If it is, we'll end up being in the stands in like little bubble suits or something, or just all be virtual. They don't even want us to leave our house anymore. So none of us can keep going the way it is. We're getting exhausted, and it's only been going on for about a year. So something's got to break. And that's why we're all sitting in these rooms, is we're just trying to gird up our loins and prepare each other for whatever's coming, because God bless you all. If you're listening to this or watching this, your eyes have been opened to a point to where you're at least the information's in front of you. What you do with that's your free will. You can think we're all nuts and go off from this channel, and that's fine. Give it a thumbs down, whatever. But
Yeah, hey, do
instead,
you?
open your mind for a moment. Think that maybe the people that have been messing with you and telling you they've been messing with you and they take your money, maybe those people aren't on your best interest. And the quote crazy people that get censored, demonetized, make no money, lose family and friendships over speaking this out loud, and eventually get silenced completely. Maybe you take a moment and listen to what we're saying and see if there's some truth in it, because that's all I feel that we've been speaking, just no one's listening. So
Yeah.
God bless you. Hopefully y'all open your ears, because we're running out of time for whatever's coming. That's what I see.
Yeah. And like you said, Microsoft passed a patent that is WO 2020. W on its side is a 3. 322 is DNA manipulation. 060606. And I was saying before how RV and Jason Boss, they did a stream. I don't know if it was last night or the night before, but they dove into the whole patent and what's going on there. And I don't know if you know who Jason Boss is. He's the 153news.com guy.
I'm
Little
not
drama
familiar
in the
with him.
community about him here and there. It's just one of those smokescreen situations where I think maybe an outside party put up some smoke between him and a couple other big channels, causing a little turmoil just to, thin out the waters a little bit to, get us all in a tangent. But regardless, I think the stuff he puts out and what he supports and looks into is pretty on the money. But him and RV went on for like 3 hours, 3.5 hours the other day, and I'd highly recommend listening to it. I'm actually thinking about ripping it and just uploading it on my end. So
Yeah, I saw it come up. I haven't watched it.
It's very good. It's very good. I might do it tomorrow before I go to work. So be a little premiere people can listen to while I'm at work. It's only a half day tomorrow, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, definitely, I would probably set it up for the morning, probably like 9 or 10 o'clock, and once it finally processes, it'll just premiere. So it's that'll be tomorrow's stream, and I might go live later on, guys, on D Live. Let me get my, because it's just I know the whole monetization thing on D Live got all shaky, but that's not really why I was moving there. I got a couple little supporters who do their thing, and shout out to them, you being one of them. So God bless you, and thank you for everyone like that. But yeah, just the censorship. I guess you could, more free to talk about certain things over there. So you're going to go to D Live maybe later tonight. So let me get a link for that. And there's something else I wanted to mention about monetization. Yes, the demonetization. Let's think about that.
How about taking the words of D Live and it spells devil?
Yeah, well, that too. It's a blockchain. It's a blockchain-based server. Blockchain is made from AI. AI is created in the quantum realm. The quantum realm dips into hell, the satanic realm. It's that simple. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. People, I don't know why people can't see this shit yet. Oh man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Hey, so a couple things. I gotta remember to say something about the crypto, but someone had mentioned like no one's listening, and and I believe that. So here's the way I see it. There was a period in time when we were gathering a bunch of people that weren't familiar with what's going on, including myself, because Steve was doing this before I knew about this stuff going on. Brian's been doing it longer than anyone that I know of, and RV and all them. So there's a period of time when people were talking and no one was listening, and then a whole bunch of us came late to the party, but we're here now. But now I feel like now we've kind of like talked as far as we can reach, and now it's not even about trying to find more people. They have to find us at this point, and they have to catch up. But the rest of this, it's about everyone that's already here, and we need to just keep growing, keep trying to figure it out. Yes. And if I say, oh shit, I just found something over here, get it out to the community right away. That's what we're here now for, and to keep each other's spirit up and strengthen ourselves. So that's why I feel what we're doing now. And what was the other thing? There was another comment that said and I've talked to you a lot before. How do we get here? And I've seen you, and you're still here. And uh, if you're going against God, well, there you go. If you just stop doing that, things will change immediately. It's kind of funny how that works. I know when I've done something, and I was like, oh shit, But now I almost like YouTube makes me. I kind of self-correct myself before I potentially would do something to get a correction. So that's where we're at.
Yeah.
And the last thing is the cryptocurrency. Again, anything that's getting pushed so heavy, I swear. So, I've got a lot of kids, and at least 4 of them tried to talk me into getting crypto or whatever. And I ended, it's a long story, but there's so many outlets that are pushing it. Now there's channels that are talking and pushing it. And the thing that's always bothered me is, and I know if you have money in the bank, it's the same thing, but cryptocurrency literally is just numbers on either the cloud or a little memory stick in your hand. So first of all, what if there's oh, hang on.
That's okay. That's okay.
What if there's no power? So you can't plug it into something. But even if you can do a transaction like that, what if there's no internet? And who controls the internet? I wonder. So it's like it doesn't really matter where you have your imaginary money. If it's not in your hand, then it can be taken away. If you got a great bank, and then the next thing you know, you do a social credit score negative thing. Next thing you know, they've taken out $1,000 fine, or they locked your account, or you know what I mean. So there's no safety in that stuff. I understand. My whole life I've tried to weather the storm and try to get something in whatever I could, but then it's now like all that can just go away in the blink of an eye. But go away. Skills, making your own food, growing your own food, chickens, eggs, that stuff is real, and you don't need to plug it into something to get it. So I don't know. I went off on a tangent.
Oh, no, you're good, Bo. You're good. It is what it is, man. Like, this whole rise of crypto is just another it's a cushion for the jump to digitalize currency worldwide, because that'll be in the next round of stimulus talks when Sleepy Creepy and his people most likely take over. That's all an asterisk. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or on Thursday, but I do know the date on Thursday. It's 1/21/21. Everywhere else in the world, besides America, for some reason, it's written 21/1/21. It's a duality day. In January, Janus, the god of many names, deceptions, forms, duality, transitions. Keep that in mind. And if that's the case, that would be Joe Biden's technical first day in office, because the first day is just a sworn in process.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel what I'm saying. Just some weird little things there. But real quick. So I got my D Live on the screen right here. It's in the chat. Here, I'll post it. I'll post it again. It's on the screen, but I'll put it in the chat again. That's my D Live, guys. I'm about 98% affirmative that we're going to do a stream there later on this evening. And for anyone who doesn't know, I do have a Patreon as well. It's like $2 or $3 or something stupid. And all the shows that I'm going to start doing on D Live, because I'm going to start taking a soft walk away from YouTube. Grant, I'll still do streams like this where, we're not talking about anything too deep, but we got 152 here right now. It says in reality that's probably 210, 215.
Yeah.
So we'll take the views as we can get them, and I'm not monetized or anything, so I don't get paid off of views, but the views is for you guys,
Right.
The views is for yous,
Because like I said, if our time is getting shorter, and maybe there's, instead of 100 people going, wow, look what they just said, maybe there's just one over this last month, but that's cool. That's one. That's all we're here for. We're fishing for souls. Get one. Come on back. Get out of that.
Absolutely. And I just wanted to finish by saying real quick, like I said, all the shows that I do on D Live, I'm gonna upload them directly to Patreon the day after or the night of, depending on what time of the evening it is. So I mean, I don't have any real content over on the Patreon now. That's sort of like the backup plan, but let's just start strengthening our networking outlets for now. And I'm gonna thinking about making not the library.tv or whatever, but just the library.com, just a backup, an archive for everything. It does back up your entire channel, but it does take a decent amount of time. So I gotta start doing that. Everyone who has a channel right now, or if there are channels that you deem the content worthy of, create a channel and just do what I do, bro. Just start taking videos from other people and just upload them. They don't care, you know, like
I put that Jones Plantation in the
care.
chat just now for that.
Yeah, dude, just put it all up, you know? Like I haven't thrown too many up of other people's videos, but I'm more or less right now trying to throw up videos that are 6 months to 6 years old in that area, because everything that we've talked about, theorized, thought about, came to us in a vision, perhaps, you know, with some other people. All of that stuff is here or has come to pass. So to understand where we're going, we have to understand, like, you know, what was a conspiracy theory 5 years ago and what's a stone cold fact nowadays. Because check this out. I muted that. I don't even need audio anyways. 5 years ago, if you said that Bill Gates was gonna block the entire atmosphere and or spray dust in the atmosphere to block the sun, people would call you an idiot. People would put the little dunce hat on you, the tin foil over the top of it, tell you to go back in your mom's basement and make videos that get 10 views. Now, Forbes magazine has the nuts to come out and just, it's all good. That's the new normal, people. The new normal has nothing to do with COVID. COVID was just the Trojan horse to bring in the new normal. The new normal is going to be gray skies every day. The new normal is going to be fake meat brought to you by Bill Gates. The new normal is going to be fake plants brought to you by Bill Gates, who now owns more farmland in America than any individual ever has, Rich. That's not a good thing.
No bueno.
No bueno. Mucho no bueno. Oh man, it's just crazy. And they show us this crazy ass picture, bro. Like, what is this? Give me a break, you know?
And we still get laughed at. We talk about chemtrails and we can show them these articles and they don't care. It's so funny. They don't care.
It's absolutely crazy, man. Absolutely crazy.
It's exasperating. So what are you going to do? Sit and piss and moan or laugh at how ridiculous the world's become and just know that we're not of it. See, that's the real joke. People are waiting for the alien invasion. It's already here. We're the aliens. We're in this world that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. I'm an alien in my own land.
Yeah, the Bible says don't be of this world, you know?
We're not.
Just be in it for a short period.
Well, the world comes from Satan. That's the globe model. We know we don't live there. So get out of the world and back to the earth is what I say. There's my new t-shirt.
Well, you know what? We don't live on a globe, Richard. We live in a globe.
Right.
A snow globe. Isn't it funny?
Love it.
All you have to do is change in to on. One letter, and your entire paradigm is shifted forever.
And if you buy the whole Taurus field, which I do, so the earth is the middle part, and then above it is heaven and connected to the dome, and below it is shale or whatever you call it. You guys did a whole video on that. It was awesome. You guys should maybe revisit that, or maybe I don't know, show them again. But
I got some pictures.
So if you got a firmament
I was looking for.
If the firmament goes all the way around, then there's your ball, right? Because there's as above, so below. So you're going to have the bottom just the same as the top, and that's where the bad is, and the top is the good. It's not rocket science, but then there is no such thing apparently.
Apparently, dude, it's crazy stuff. Oh, this isn't what I wanted. Where's what I wanted? What the heck? Hold on. Pay no attention to the man trying to do anything. Ah, man. Oh, it's way down.
Yeah, I don't think they say that anymore that way too.
Yeah, of course not.
Oh, here, I could show you something while you're looking for that.
Am I screen sharing?
Oh yeah, you are. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I was on the wrong button. What are those stamps? What are those? Those are cool pictures. Oh, that's from that article you sent me.
No, I just found all the pictures I was looking for. No, the article I sent you, I got that up over here. We can dive right into this.
Oh,
And Jen said she is on the way as well.
That would take a week to go through that thing.
Well, we can go through a couple,
Yeah.
but this is what you were. I think you were kind of talking about. Let me just find a good representation with the whole realm and Sheol and yes, in the snow globe, perhaps.
Yeah, there you go.
Look at that, man.
There's your ball.
Thank you, bro. We live in a globe, not on the globe, people. You know, I know I'm beating the dead horse. Everyone in the chat should know that now, but there could be a couple of people on Facebook that could be viewing this, and they're like, "What in the?"
Well, and if they want to, look in the word ball, because you can also spell it BAAL, which is which is no bueno.
Yeah, that would be
I
this
don't
guy.
I don't want to live in Ball's world. No, thank you. No bueno.
Right. How awesome does this look? Not really, you know? This is what I'm saying. Like, look at this, dude. This is nuts to me. Who's sitting down and just drawing shit like this? Like,
yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
One of two things. You either saw that shit go down, or that's in your head, and somebody needs to that guy's no bueno.
Yeah, dude. Something must have came to him in a dream, perhaps. You know?
Next thing you know, he's gonna be walking around going. He draws that painting, and then he goes, "It puts the lotion on the skin, right?"
Oh, shoot. It went away. That's okay. Did you see what the bottom said? This is called the darkness light. I don't know about that, people.
And of course, you got the locust, and you got Baphomet.
Yeah, bro.
And the alien space
UFO. Yeah, man.
What year was this?
Look at all this. I have no idea. I mean, it must have been a while ago because people don't have pictures with articles under them and music notes and anatomy of the hand. You know,
but they really didn't go to that spacecraft stuff supposedly until the 50s when Hollywood started shoving.
47, baby, the same year Israel became a nation. Just some of this stuff blows me away. This is man. Is Jen backstage yet? Oh, she is. Thank Jesus. Jen, I found it. I found all the pictures.
I sent them to you as well. I got a whole bunch that I sent.
Oh, did you?
The whole collection, yeah. Last night I sent it all to you.
Go to danielmartindiaz.com, and I think this is like maybe not the full collection, but this is most of them.
Dude, he got some crazy stuff, man. He had to have some kind of inside information to produce this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, how many mushrooms do you take? I mean, there's something off with this guy.
And we used this one in Dante's Inferno. We were showing the story.
Yeah, I was just saying that was a great series you guys did with the. Is that still up on anyone's channel? Because no, it was on yours and it's gone.
I have two of them up on my backup channel, but I'm posting them on D Live. I did the first one a few days back, and I'm going to do the second one maybe tonight or something.
What the fuck, dude? Do you see this?
Look, okay, I want to show you something, Steve. See these guys with the hoods? Okay. If you go to the picture I sent you, there's these people that are supposed to be like Greek Orthodox or something, and they dress in these black and have sigils all over them and stuff. And
I've seen those guys, yo. Yeah,
dude, I sent you a whole bunch of pictures, and this is what these guys are. I don't know how they play into it and all, but
how many are there? How many are there? Let's see.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah,
12.
The Last Supper at an alien ship in Ku Klux Klan. Nice. This is awesome.
Yo, that's what I'm saying, bro.
How old is this book?
I don't know, bro. And you got like stuff like this at the bottom. What does this say? Something machine. I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is where we are now, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Look at all the points of energy.
DNA screen right above your tower.
DNA. Yeah, the DNA spiral. I have that DNA spiral tattoo on my wrist.
That's incredible. Look at the balances over here, or whatever this is, the merry-go-round.
What does it do? Look at the skull. It doesn't have the bones.
Oh, look at the obelisk with the circle above it, like the little tech on top of it.
Yeah, and there's like a giant hand next to it. I don't know what that means, but look at this guy, bro. What is he doing?
No bueno.
Oh man.
Go back up.
Oh, go back, Steve. Go back. Look at the lungs. The picture of the lungs. The heart's kind of on the left.
Oh
Yeah,
my
and then
god,
if
I
he
didn't even
goes up-
see that.
Yeah, and if he goes up higher, the skull doesn't have the bones in the eyes.
Nice.
This is just crazy, bro.
Yeah, this guy had quite an imagination, or he had inside info. Because look at the geometric symbolism there for like it's like a diamond.
Uh-oh.
And then
Sorry.
you got the moths that they did in Silence of the Lambs. So for some reason, that seems important to everyone. Yeah, that doesn't look like a happy creature to meet.
No, they got the heart. There's a bunch of fish everywhere. I don't know what that shit's about. Sharks. I don't know. Eels. I don't know who those people are, but
You got Saturn moving around there.
yeah, dude. And you got the yeah.
Okay,
Oh wait, there's sigils. Way in the very top. There's sigils. See them?
Where?
Right at the. Keep going.
Oh
up.
yeah.
Oh, look at that. Wait till you see the sigils I sent you, Steve, man. Oh my gosh. You got to open some of that stuff up. You're going to trip out.
See, I bet somebody has a cipher for those to be able to say what that said up there. Isn't that something? Hidden in plain sight.
Who's this guy, dude?
David Letterman?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, I got that one with the pyramid. Steve, okay, in iPet Goat 3, do you remember when they were talking about the pyramid and Nicholson said that opening at the bottom of the pyramid looked just like the black screens that we have in our houses? Do you remember that one? Okay, well, I found that pyramid. Okay, go just up a little bit. You'll see the pyramid a little bit more right there. And it's got the two openings down the bottom, just like they showed in that video, iPet Goat 3.
Yeah. Hold
What's
on.
going on there? It looks like locusts and people.
Hold on. I can't make that bigger for some reason, but I got a better version of that right here. Where is it? Dun, 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 dun. Couldn't find this the other day, but it's apparently like right there. You go.
Yeah.
Something like that, Jen.
Yeah, exactly, dude. That was an iPet Go 3 with those openings at the bottom.
So locusts and people.
This is what I wanted to show Dave the other day, but I couldn't find it. Has
There's
the whole
forest.
field. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the energy. Yep. That's that
this
Taurus
thing.
energy.
Another Saturn symbol, and there's one in the bottom corner too. There's a Saturn symbol.
Yeah. Incredible. Look at the little machine.
You got a space
That
suit.
reminds me of like Wheels Within Wheels with that astronaut guy in the center.
Well, that's also go back to that thing you're talking about. In the Bible, there's a part that it was always hard for me to grasp. And when someone was up there talking to God, he saw these type of angels that were in front of him, and he describes them as wheels, and they had eyes all over them, and the wheels would turn and move and stuff. And it reminds me, people have drawn it like that thing there. And then there's those dots in it, which would represent the eyes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
you know
straight
what?
out of the Bible, that.
You know, let me give me a second. I have to you got me on a picture I gotta find right now. So give me a second, and because you're ringing a bell that can't be unrung right now.
You can ring my bell.
Just be nice if Facebook would load a little quicker. That's okay. Yeah, it's a depiction of seraphim angels. I'm sure I've showed this before, but it's just with the eyes everywhere and incredible stuff. And for people to even like have thoughts like this or to draw stuff like this is just incredible to me, you know, to say the least.
If you read the Bible, it's so descriptive that then I can see how people could draw it or they saw it. You know what I mean? I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
But,
this guy's stuff is so specific that to me, it's like he had either visions or he was given inside information, and this is how he's putting it out. But yeah, his stuff is very, very specific when it's drawn. And
yeah, because if you're an artist, you got to draw from your imagination or your surroundings, and of course, either they saw it or they were given that vision of it, and then they sat down and did those paintings.
Yeah,
Because that seems to be the only way it survives. They can change the words, but like maps and paintings and these old books, there was a way that they could continue to talk to us. I have this supernatural event that my grandfather he had taken that Chariots of the Gods book where I have that weird map of Africa, and he'd written a note to me, and I was like 1 year old, and then he had died when I was really young, and I found the book like last year. It was fallen behind a shelf, and there's like writing it to me from him, and it's like,
well,
you can't write the script, you know.
Without your grandfather, we would never have been expanding on our Africa thoughts, dude.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So shout out to Gramps.
Right.
I'm just saying, dude. Like, shout out to him. I still can't get to this picture. I don't. It's back a little bit, and I don't know if anyone uses Facebook on a laptop, but my goodness, there's nothing slower.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying, Jen? There's nothing slower. Like it's pretty fine on the handheld, but on the laptop, I can only load 3 posts at a time, and then scroll through them, and then load 3 more, and then scroll through them.
Yep.
But I'm more than determined to find this picture right now. I have a pretty good feeling of where it is, but you know what? Real quick. Check this out. This is just how fucking. Look at this. People are so ridiculous. They think chewing on a plastic ball will strengthen their mouth. You know, this is how retarded fucking people are. But I digress.
It's like pacifiers for adults.
It is. Yeah, Jen, you're up.
You have a binky for the baby and the adult. Huh?
Well, Steve, my stuff's not loading here. So if you go to my messages, because it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to share screen right now. It's just loading. So I'm going to go off the screen share. And if you go back into your messages and scroll up to the one that says sigils.
Yeah.
Okay, so it says sigils. We want to click on that one.
All right, hold on.
This is happening more and more to all channels. So there's that.
Got it.
All right, so we're going to open up the sigil one and look at that and observe what, make sure we understand what we're looking at, because a lot of people might be new and don't know the sigil stuff or don't understand what we've covered in the past. And then from here, we're going to go to this other picture. But
it's just loading over here too.
They don't want us to talk about this stuff.
No, it's Pinterest, dude. I don't know. Pinterest has been weird lately. Oh, there we go. All right, let me stop this. Chrome tab to Pinterest. Okay.
All right. So yeah, this is sigils, guys. You can see how they're written out.
Right there. Nice.
Yeah. How they're written out, how they're drawn out and stuff, and the patterns they use.
And down below, it actually says some words. It looks like out of sigils. Isn't that funny? Like you are something more.
Yeah. Let me.
You see that?
You are free.
Free. Yeah.
I don't think so, but
no, that's like a goof on us. Mocking.
Yeah. So, is there any pictures below this that have loaded?
And I learned a lot about these things from that show Supernatural. I watched it for 20 years, or that they were all about the sigils, and that's how they make demons disappear or capture them, or angels. They could seal off their house from them with these kind of things. They've been discussing this stuff on Right in Your Face all the time.
Yeah, Steve. Yeah, exactly. Ceiling fan. That right there is the hooded outfit that those guys wear, and they were wearing it in that depiction. And these are supposed to be the clothes of the Greek Orthodox priests stuff, right? Okay. They look identical to the sigils that we just looked at, and it happens to be underneath the picture of the sigils. And
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
If you saw somebody roll up in one of these, would you think he was on your side? I'm sorry. I'd be like,
no. Exactly.
Right.
Right. So, so if you scroll out of that picture, Stephen, go back to your messages, and just below the sigil one that you clicked on is another one where it shows these actual clothes that these people wear. And you'll be able to see the sigil patterns going all the way down it and stuff. And this is some sort of ritual garb that they wear. It's not religious. I mean, it's definitely spiritual, but it's demons. It's not like a religious thing. What's going on here with this sigil stuff that they're wearing? Okay, look at these two guys. They have exactly what we just saw on that sigil page on their clothes, guys.
Look at that.
Yep. It's pretty fucking scary. And I think there's more pictures below it even as well.
Look at this guy in color.
Yeah.
Red.
Nothing wrong with that.
Red and black is satanic when they wear those colors like that.
Literally looks like some of that MAGA stuff from the hierarchy.
He's just a cold old man that needed a coat, and this was the coolest one he could find. What, did he have beads hanging off too or something?
What?
He had some kind of necklace hanging out with.
Yeah, bead stuff.
But it's like rosary, isn't it? Even that's
time.
probably dark magic. They make you think that you count them and you do that thing. It's probably a spell too, and they twisted it backwards.
Absolutely.
That's nuts.
See, I think any of those things, and if people are using them, if that's their way they can connect spiritually, okay. But maybe it's time to get rid of all that stuff and just talk to God directly, because He doesn't want you picking, if I don't have my beads, I can't talk to him. No, you just talk to him. So maybe that was installed into us by the religious side of this, which we know is not working in our favor. And you can prove it because these weirdos are wearing rosaries.
So the next one that I have, Steve, is we were talking about swords and sword technology and the Vajra ancient weapon thing that they held in their hand. So if you scroll down to just above the screen, StreamYard thing you gave me, you'll see the picture of the swords. And this proves my theory that these swords are more than just to slay and cut people and cause wounds or whatever with a sharp object. That you can see the tech in some of these weapons. And that it was more like something that you would point at people or shoot some sort of a frequency out of.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to get into that and open that up and look at it because, okay, look at this, guys. These are not just swords or scroll down just a little bit more so you can see the bottom part of those skinny swords. Do you see those balls at the end of them? See how it, these are advanced weapons that we can't even fathom probably how they work because they're baroque now. Maybe when the free energy grid's up and running that these actually have frequencies to them that are still working and everything, but these are definitely not just for stabbing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And I don't know if you scroll down anymore, you'll see more of the ancient weaponry and stuff in here somewhere. Okay, so you have the tridents. Clearly they weren't just for stabbing into somebody or pitchfork kind of stuff. This is stuff. Now, if you watch a lot of the video games or the cartoons and stuff, they use these things to shoot a lightning bolt out or something, or directed energy at something, that type of a weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Very crazy. Very crazy. This is Helios. That'd be Zeus's little thing.
The snake.
And that's probably for Cernunnos, I'd assume. But then again, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Wow. All the way down. That's a big snake. That's a big snake. That's crazy.
Okay, here's some more examples of swords and stuff from the ancient world or from before the X Factor event and stuff.
Look at this. Uh-oh, why isn't... Okay. What else do we got? Have any real weapons? Here, let me go back one.
Yeah, go back one because before you clicked on that one picture right there. Oh, hold on, go back up. Just off to the left, the right of the axe. Those two images.
The left or the right?
Go to the right of the axe that you were just on. Those two things right there. Yeah, yeah. Again, these are not swords. They're just and you see a lot of this stuff in cartoons and gaming and stuff like that. That they have a different purpose. Maybe when the person holds it and they're able to hone a frequency of some sort or whatever, or maybe it's tuned to the frequency of the person and they're able to use it that way and have some sort of a directed energy weapon or something like that. Just like in Star Wars, they had the lifesavers or the lightsabers. You know, people think, okay, this is just some little handheld thing in your hand, but yet when you do something to it, the beam of light shoots out, and you can fight with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But when that beam of light wasn't out, it just looked like some thing that you hold in your hand, a cylinder of some sort.
Absolutely. What else do we got?
These are great pictures, photos, whatever. Yeah.
There's another trident right there, and there's a couple other freaky looking ones in here. Like, look at that one. That one looks almost like it's lit up even, the sword.
Yeah. Well, it seems to be like that would be like the sword, and then that's actually what happens.
Right.
Like Star Wars.
Yeah, like you're just saying.
Just energy.
Okay, so right there off to the, scroll back up just a little bit more. There's a whole bunch of swords in that one picture off to the right. Yeah, that one there. And you can clearly see they're not swords. They're something else, guys. They even look like the Vijaras on the handle part, the part that you hold there.
Damn.
God keeps talking about thy rod and thy staff. So
yeah, dude.
Yes, and they had them in Egypt. They were using them there.
Yeah, because they always show them with their arms crossed and they got something in each hand. So whatever. There's something there.
And they're not always going to look the same. You can see that the technology is embedded within it, even though they have different ornate shapes and stuff like that. But the purpose remains the same pretty much.
And that could be kind of that Harry Potter thing where that your wand picks you kind of thing. They probably are, depending on how your vibration is, your sword or whatever looks like.
That's them telling you that the weapon syncs up with your energy as well. That it's unique to you and your frequency.
Isn't that wild about that? How there is a thing you can prove frequencies happen. I mean, you get more than one gal together and they end up cycling together. It's like you can there's an energy that passes between us. That's why they want to keep us 6 feet apart, because they know it too. And that's the whole thing, that even the things that you're going to use are going to vibrate to the frequencies that works best for you.
Well, they have guns and all now, weaponry that only you could use. Nobody else can use your weapon because it senses your fingerprints or something like that, your signature of your energy or something, like you see in these futuristic movies where they have to have the person's hand to operate the gun, and they'll chop the person's hand off so they can make the gun work or something.
Yeah, sort of like in District 9, yeah.
I miss the old days when it was just chopping the hand off. Now everyone's yanking eyes out for these stupid things.
Oh, yeah.
It's just getting more and more violent.
I don't know if there's any more under this picture here, but I was just scrolling down through all this stuff and everything, and I was just like, wow, this is...
And Corona pops in. Why?
I don't know.
Just to remind everyone.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting, though. Okay, so there on the right, you can see a drawing or etching of some swords right there. There you go, that one there. That's really interesting too.
They're almost like masks in a way, like put your eyes through there.
Yeah, you can totally.
That's crazy.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I was going crazy trying to find that Diaz, Martinez Diaz stuff and everything. I was up
I
until
bet.
about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Damn. Well, I'm sorry I put you on a journey that late.
I was determined to find them, and I kept saying Martin Diaz or something. His name was Martinez. I just couldn't put it together, and then I finally found it. But yeah, it's just that's what I have.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm still trying to find that picture I was talking about like 20 minutes ago, and I still can't find it.
What is it?
I don't even. It's like a picture what we were talking about with like angels with a bunch of eyes everywhere and just some revelation stuff, you know. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, right.
Nothing too left field, and I don't even know why my Facebook's not even loading. Like that sucks.
That's what happens to me all the time on my end, Steve. That's what
I'm saying. It's been happening for everyone lately, a lot more. So it's a coincidence. Put on the shelf, Steven.
Yeah, we're not censored or anything, you know. All right, well, I'm just gonna kind of just give up on that, I guess.
That's the thing that just drives me crazy. So, like, family members that I've always looked out for, and they know that I know them and who they are and care about them. I can talk about things knowing that I'm not doing it for money. I'm getting banned. I'm getting censored. People are not wanting to hang out with us anymore because we're saying things that it's uncomfortable to hear. And yet that they won't listen to us. But the people that we've proven on this show, again, the Smith-Mundak and all the stuff we've covered, that they've told you they're lying to you. They're still lying to you. They take your money all the time, whether you want to or not. They take it. And that's who you listen to because they're in for your best interest. Because my president's better than your president. Those are the people that you're putting your trust in, and you're not listening to us. So, yeah, it's so frustrating. And that's why I have to laugh at it, because otherwise you get miserable.
Oh, it's laugh so you don't cry pretty much at this point, you know, with all the crazy stuff they presented us with over the last, I mean, the last year has been pretty crazy, but even all the stuff over the last like 5 years have been just incredible. You know, the turnaround that this place has really undertaken since then. Just very crazy. And oh my God, I was literally just about to hit new page and I found what I was looking for, and not really what I thought it was, but still interesting to look at. These interesting little depictions of angels.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Wow. I think I've seen that before. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. And who's fallen?
I don't know. Man, man's in a fallen state because of these serpent-winged angels. That's crazy looking.
There's your left wing, right wing paradigm right there. On the screen.
That's the bird, people. The bird's just an angel, which is probably a serpent, but.
Oh, I've been talking about that all the time lately. In fact, I'm doing a video where I discussed it. Check this out real quick. I'm hijacking you real quick. The angels, they're birds. I truly believe this because when God talks about the birds, he says they're of the heavens. He doesn't say they're from the earth like everything else. So how funny would that be if angels are right in your plain sight and you just think of them as birds, you know? And I did this video and I was discussing that. And like, I don't know, 50 of these tiny birds just filled this tree right above me. It tripped me out. So there's that.
Well, like, I love seeing when the birds are just all in sync and flock together. Like they go to the left and they go to the right, and you know what I'm saying? And they're just one big swarm of them making like a unremakeable geometric pattern that you didn't even know existed till that time. So yeah, I like that little theory.
Okay.
And I had an angel, a demonic one probably, that was attacking my pond, and then Voynich solved that one. So shout out to Voynich. So go on.
Could have been this guy.
Could have been that guy.
I'm just saying.
So, Steve, talking about giant birds and them being angels and stuff, people have been seeing things in the beam of the Luxor Hotel in Las Vegas. And yes, there are times when there are bugs that are accumulating within the light, like moths and grasshoppers and stuff or whatever, that are attracted to the beam of light. But there's also other things in this beam of light that are not insects, and they look like giant birds.
Yeah, we'll
Glowing
check.
Giant birds.
We'll check that out in just a sec. But this is the picture I really wanted to get up with the eyes everywhere, like we were just talking about.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, see, and in the descriptions, I think it was in Revelations, it's like there's circular ones, like that picture you had of the astronaut was inside of, and it had eyes on all of them, just like that.
I think this is the one I wanted to show you, because I have like 3 or 4 of them here. Okay, this guy is far away. He's not close. Okay, he even has to zoom in, and you can see these things flying in it. They are not just birds or something, or insects and stuff like that. This is something else going on here, guys.
That's crazy.
And then I have let's see, that one I sent you.
Wow. What is that thing at the bottom, though? Now it's gone.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff going on, man. Really strange stuff going on in these beams of light.
Richie was showing us a video of this back in March or April.
Yeah, and now there's a whole bunch of them out, dude. Here, I got
during the pandemic.
And this isn't the only pyramid this has happened at either. You know what? Let me
But the Luxor didn't turn off that light even during the pandemic when no one was in Vegas. They got to make sure that thing's beaming.
Yeah, of course, dude. Of course, 1,000 points of light. Look that up.
Can I show you a photo real quick, Steve, that goes along with that?
21 seconds, you can.
Oh, you bet.
Look at that.
Yeah, what's making that? LED lights or just the free energy they're using, right?
That's incredible.
Yeah, so one guy was saying like, oh, they're just seagulls or something like that. Now I have another one that says feeding time in the Luxor light. And
seagulls.
Yeah,
oh, look at this real quick.
They're just birds.
Look at that. One of the same kind of depiction, but instead of UFOs, there's little sphinxes. Very strange.
And little towers of Babel on either side.
Yes, on fire.
Wow.
On fire. Give the reins to the ceiling fan for a second.
See this? Someone, forget the feet, but someone said that a hummingbird was watching them. This thing came up to me this I think it was in the summer and just hung out staring at me. Okay. Wow. A dragonfly. You guys see the face on that, right?
Yeah, you can see the face, dude. It looks like a skull.
And this thing came right up to me and was just staring at me. And I was just hanging out with it, and I took these pictures of it, and then it started to come towards my leg, and I'm like, no, fuck that. And I smacked it away. So I don't know. Somebody said a hummingbird looked like I was watching him. This was a dragonfly, as they say. Look at that face.
Wow. That's nuts.
That's incredible.
And you don't usually see black ones. I saw a black one about 2 years ago. It was the only one I've ever seen in my life, but it was pure black. The wings, everything. And this one clearly is all black as well.
Wow.
So that just kind of fit in with what you were talking about with the bugs or whatever, and the person in the chat that said their hummingbird was watching them.
Okay, so this is another shot of the Luxor. You can kind of get a little better view of these supposed.
Yeah, those are birds.
They're birds, right? Yeah. At
seagulls.
night, flying around
Think about it, though.
I got an elevator that only goes up. Yeah, okay, sure.
Now, here I think they zoom in on one of. Oh, no, that was a really quick one. One of them I had where they zoomed in on it, and the bird looked like a white dove, and it was like glowing.
And that dragonfly could have been a drone, because when I was at the there was a museum that had this spy museum, was touring the country, and they had dragonfly drones back in the 50s that they told us about. So God knows what they have now. So
Wow.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Absolutely crazy.
That's just, that thing still gives me nightmares when I look at that thing. No bueno.
No bueno.
You gotta
But
make a shirt, Steve. Steve says no bueno.
Oh, and Steve, you know how we're always talking about like cyborgs and these synthetics and NPCs and Westworld and stuff? Well, they have a new show out called Outside the Wire. And it's
Really?
yeah, and this guy who is basically a Terminator soldier. Underneath his skin, he's a robot, but and he's got all these abilities and everything, but and he's in the military, of course. It's called Outside the Wire. I'll send you a trailer for it. I don't know if you want to play it or not, or you can just check it out on your own. It's out right now on, I think, Netflix or something. I watched a little bit of it the other day to see what it was all about. But again, they're promoting the synthetic person, the android, same as in the movie Alien back in 1979. They had an android on board that was fully functioning and human looking, very hard to tell it apart from other people.
His name was
I
Ash.
think these things have been walking among us for quite some time. If they're showing us this now, they've had this shit out, guys, and they can make anybody they want. They can make replicas of anybody they want.
Well, like that little video that Steve showed earlier with the gal pulling the skin back, they showed us in Mission Impossible. Those TV shows were set in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah. And in Total Recall, he wore that overlay mask of a woman's face over him. It seemed to be like holographic, but still.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. But I'm gonna wrap this up. Do you guys have something you want to just say real quick, or? Cause I was gonna come on, go on D Live in a couple hours anyways, so we can continue this over there and have more of a broad conversation, uncensored and unfiltered. So
yeah,
if you guys are interested in coming by later, I'll definitely send you guys the link too.
Sounds good to me.
Okay,
all right.
Yeah. And I'm gonna try to do something Friday, hopefully with Dave. So I'll keep you posted how that goes. But
absolutely, let us know.
But yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me. I love you both, and everyone in the chat. Thanks for listening. And don't trust their plan, trust God's plan. Just keep talking to him. Keep finding strength in these channels or the people in the chat, and gird up your loins. And we got this, because at the end, we win. So just know it's already finished. Don't sweat it. Don't sweat the small stuff.
Exactly. I just want to mention the picture that you have up in the background, Steve, is 2 obelisks with hieroglyphs going up them.
Yes.
And the hieroglyphs are illuminated. I've been seeing that more and more in different pictures and stuff, that the obelisks with the engravings in them and stuff seem to illuminate.
Well, they did it in that movie Stargate, and they also did it in that Ninth Element. What was that one with Bruce Willis?
Fifth Element, yeah.
Yeah, they did it there too, and that was all Egyptian stuff. So yeah, that totally probably happens if you can figure out how to turn them on.
Yeah, I mean, if it's connected to the Earth grid and it's pointing upward and it's a pretty tall one and stuff, and then they have this stuff inscribed in it, which probably has a frequency as well, whatever the inscription is, it most likely just works, Yeah. It's hard for us to comprehend because we're used to light bulbs and wires. And we have to think completely different when it comes to this old world technology. And like I was talking about self-illuminating buildings, people don't quite understand what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the building itself is the tech. It's arc high tech chur, and chur means to burn brightly or brilliantly bright or something.
Nice.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah. So like I said, I actually gotta leave now. So if you guys want to join us later on D Live, it's Steve JMO at D Live or D Live / Steve JMO, whatever. It's in the link. It's in the description. It's in the chat somewhere too. So check that out. Guys, thanks for coming. It was a good little 3 hours we had. God bless all of you guys, and we'll check in with you guys later.
I just wanted to say real quick, Heather, she said there's no seagulls around in Las Vegas because there's no ocean. You are correct. In the background, I did hear the seagulls sound of seagulls while he was filming the Luxor beam of light. And that's what he was saying that they were. And I was like, there's no oceans around there. Why would there be seagulls there? So I don't know if that was just being projected out, that type. I mean, look, they did the Las Vegas, bang bang event when everybody thought shots were being fired when it was just speakers. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to say, but definitely something suspicious going on with that beam of light.
Yeah, because they need a sea, and you know what flies around a bay?
Yeah.
Bagels.
I think the Luxor is a portal for demons for sure. It's definitely at least a small portal.
It's
anyway.
a point of light. It's definitely a point of light. They don't just put pyramids up in no man's land.
Yeah.
One of the
pyramid yesterday.
One of them. It is, dude. Definitely look into that if people don't know what that is. But
1,000 points of light.
It's crazy. But all right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for coming, everyone in the chat. God